Okay, I'd like to start out by saying, congratulations, Alyssa Milano, that you're my age, little Miss Who's the Boss witch, and bragging how you're premenopausal, but you're never going to run out of energy, trashing on President Trump. Well, you're going to run out of energy because Trump is going to be president for the next year, and he's going to be president until 2024, and he's not getting out. So, congratulations, Alyssa Milano. You are not patriotic. So I thought that was retarded. I couldn't tell who it was at first, and I heard it through the radio because no one else cares about her. She spouts off on Twitter. I don't know if anyone goes on Twitter and reads any of her Twitter, um, what she writes in her Twitter feed. But she has no kids. She's got no skin in the game. She's aborted a lot of her kids and that sort of thing. And she's like, well, Trump is the only one who gets a voice around here. Everybody listens to Trump like he's God. No, no one listens to Trump like he's God. No, Trump is just showing reality, and people are seeing it, and the Democrats are seeing it, and they hate it. And it's making them go blind like vampires with sunlight. So people like me that support Trump don't look at Trump like he's a god, because he's human just like the rest of us, and he makes mistakes. When he makes a mistake, we call him out on it. And you know what? He does, for the most part, try to correct some of the mistakes he makes. And he is going to, I think he says he's going to hire a new White House advisor. I suggest that he gets rid of Jared Kushner too, because he's not a good thing. He's not out for the general good, I don't believe. And the other good news is, which is making the Democrats' heads explode, is a congressman from New Jersey obviously said he's leaving the party, and he explained why. He said because he discovered that the Democrats were saying that America is not an exceptional country, that it's no different than any other country. Yes, we are an exceptional country. We are the leader. We have invented most everything that you see in the world is made here in America, was made here first, and then it got made cheaply in other countries. So, and he said he was threatened financially and stuff by the Democrats, that he would be ousted and he would lose his seat and all that. But uh, I think his conscience was bothering him. His conscience was bothering him, and he knew that the impeachment was based on lies, and he couldn't live with it. I believe that's why. And he joined the right side, and he got welcomed with open arms by the minority leader McCarthy, who is from Bakersfield, where it's about 4 hours from where I live. And I think that's awesome. It's awesome. And if I could, I would donate to the Trump campaign, but I can't afford it right now because I don't make enough money. So I'm not. I would love to give him $10, $15, but I can't. I haven't been getting enough hours in my job. So, but if I was getting a lot of hours or something, I probably would give $10, $15 because I want to help out the Trump campaign and fight against these stupid Democrats who are trying to get him out of office, and they keep doing this crap. And Nancy and all that, we saw him today celebrating the legislative branch, that she's able to legislate laws and all that. She ain't gonna legislate nothing. She needs to legislate getting the hell out of there. And she's 80 years old, for God's sake, and she's got big fake boobs. She's as phony as a piece of plastic, as well as the rest of the Democrats. And the Democrats that were threatened to vote yes on the impeachment, and they didn't do it because they thought Trump was guilty. They just did it out of pressure. Shame on you. Shame on you. That's what I say. Shame on you for doing that. You are not patriotic, and don't try to spout the Constitution and the founding fathers to us. Oh, that's nice. You donated $35 to Trump. You know what? Trump isn't perfect, but he's all we have at this point. And speaking of donating, he said he donated money to Schumer. Schumer needs to give his money back because he supported him. And I recorded a video earlier. It's not mine, but it's off of the Sean Hannity show, and it's some stupid guy that called in to Sean's Hannity and said that Trump is a criminal and all that, and blah blah blah, and all people do is listen to Trump, and nobody alternative gets to speak out and be heard except for Trump. Trump is like God. You know why Trump gets all the media coverage? Is because they hate Trump, and they keep talking about 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, how he's a criminal and all that. and it's stupid. It's like, why don't they just stop talking about it? Why don't they focus on fixing their party instead of sitting there talking trash about Trump and saying anyone that supports Trump is trash? It's just stupid. And Nancy hasn't turned the articles of impeachment in. She hasn't turned the paperwork into the Senate because I think she believes it's a sham and she gets sued for defamation of character. So she wants to probably wait on it until after January, I guess, and then turn it into the Senate because she doesn't want the Senate looking at the articles because they're based on nothing. There's no proof of anything. And the whistleblower and all that is all fake. And everybody knows it. There's no whistleblower. And has anyone noticed that Adam Schiff has been getting crap too? There's people that are confronting Adam Schiff because he's from, I believe he's from Glendale, or his district is Glendale, the Glendale area, and I think it's District 25. So people that live in that area, District 25, are more likely to see him. And when they see him, they confront him because he's a piece of trash, liar. Then he's the whistleblower, and basically he's destroying lives by undermining the president and not passing. We haven't even. I don't know. It's just retarded. This whole thing is retarded. But Nancy, if anyone's read, Nancy is excited and she's celebrating the, like I said earlier, the legislative branch, that she's excited about everything that she's passed so far, which is nothing. They haven't passed any bills. There's like a stack of bills in the Senate, or not the Senate, but the House that ain't been touched. Please watch Santa surfing video about James Clyburn wants to try POTUS and hang him. I'm upset. Who's James Clyburn? Is that somebody? Oh, someone with an alternative YouTube channel that doesn't like Trump. And let me guess, he's got like 1 million views because he wants to harm the president, right? He's got all these Bernie people watching him because he's saying he wants to harm the president. That's stupid. I hate the Democrats, but I don't wish any harm on them. Oh, congressman from South Carolina, he wants to try the POTUS and hang him. You can't hang the president. He's already been tried and he's been found not guilty. No proof of anything that he's done. It's all hearsay. It's all because they don't like him. Well, we need to take notes about the ones who voted to have Trump impeached, and they need to lose their seat. Yeah, did you see after the today they were celebrating in the celebrating the legislative branch of the laws and stuff that they put through and got passed. They're all excited and everything. She said that the impeachment vote was a bipartisan vote. No, it wasn't. Not one Republican voted for it. It's all Democrats. Only, what was it? Only three of them that didn't vote for it. They decided to not get involved. And the other one that didn't get involved was Tulsi Gabbard because she's running for president. And I think she's doing that because she wants to run as an independent. So she doesn't want that on her permanent record that she voted to impeach the president when it's been based on lies, because she doesn't want to alienate herself from independence, I guess. And good, more power to her, run independent, because guess what? It'll take away votes from the Democrats. And well, it might take away votes from our party too, but at least it'll put a damper on the Democrats. But I doubt she'll make it though. I doubt it. I think she's going to wait on the whole thing. I think she's not going to get the nomination, and I think she's just going to try again later. But she still supports Bernie Sanders, which is disgusting, right? So I got two people watching, and I was going to make a video earlier, but I saw that Barbara Aranda was making a video, so I didn't want to cut into her time. So I did. I didn't cut into her time at all because that's kind of rude, right? So what does everybody think of that Democrat congressman joining the Republican Party? I would say that's pretty awesome, wouldn't you? I would say he's seen the light. He's seen it. And uh, when I was younger, I used to believe in the Democrats because I always thought that people that were rich were bad people and that I deserved to get a piece of the pie too. But now I realize it's not right. because it puts people out of work and stuff when you put socialism in and you try to make everything equal, but it never works. It never works because um, why would somebody want to work as a doctor and get paid the same amount as the guy sweeping the floor in the hospital? And it's not me that figured it out. It's my boyfriend. He told me about this stuff. You know, the everybody working for the same amount and then getting stacked housing and you get food rations and all that. You know what I mean? It's just not going to be a happy existence. And I've gotten a taste of uh, socialism because I live in an apartment and it's not much fun, you know, because you don't have any privacy, you don't have any room. You can't wash your clothes inside your apartment. You have to take it to the laundromat. It's just not cool, not cool at all. And then driving older cars and all that. But in my case, my car's uh, basically the equivalent of like taking public transit. I can't really go anywhere, not too far because it's an old car. It's a 98. So that's considered ancient history, right? 1998 is like old piece of crap that the air conditioner doesn't work and all that. But the alternative is socialism, right? Then we could all uh, have the same. Everyone could all be the same, and we could all take mass transit. And Gavin Newsom's train to nowhere. It's like it starts, I think. Where does it start? It starts in up in the north, and it goes all the way down to Fresno or something. But it doesn't go anywhere. So yeah, but he takes all that money he takes out of our taxes and he uses it to build that stupid train, that monorail or whatever, because they want to put everybody on trains. Sound familiar with Hitler and the trains when he put all those Jews on there and transport them over to the death camps, but he put them on trains. Maybe that's what the Democrats want to do. They want to put us on trains and transport us over to these death camps or whatever. And I heard that death camps, China, they have these empty cities and they're like these jailhouses. And they said they haven't implemented it yet, but once they figure out that they don't want to just kill people anymore, because they'll just run out of their population, they're going to put the people that disobey into these camps. That's why they have these empty cities in China. So, and Democrats admire China so much because they want to implement everything that China's doing to their people, and they want to do it to us, and like force us into work camps, and we have to all work for the same amount until we die. I think that's it. They're actually the Nazis, even though they say people that support Trump are Nazis. And I watched. Did you watch the rally last night, the Trump rally? Trump seemed more fired up than ever before, and I think that's the kind of the fire he needs under his butt to get him really moving. Uh, in my opinion, yeah, he should really, really start ramping it up and really going after these Democrats because they're going after his family now, and people who wear Trump hats are being attacked, and there's these black Israeli nationalists that are stabbing people with knives. So they're not the gun thing isn't even an issue anymore, even though the Democrats try to make this big deal out of guns. But it's actually these black is nationalists that are stabbing people now, and they're rising up and they're attacking people. I don't know if anyone's heard these stories, but that's what I heard that these black nationalists are rising up and they said the story was she was trying to buy marijuana and she got attacked by these boys. They robbed her and then they stuck her with the knife. And I think it was racially motivated. They targeted that young girl, and I saw videos of her, and she seemed like she was a talented person, like she could sing and stuff. So that not stupid Nazi chant is misplaced. Those using it act like Nazis, not like the people who oppose them. Yeah, yeah. The Democrats do have a plan for us, and Trump's in the way of what they want to do. And my state is like the birthplace of all the Nazism, where these Democrats want to turn everything into communist. Uh, who's going to get it? They said Bernie Sanders, not Bernie Sanders. What am I saying? Bernie Sanders. He doesn't have a chance. because the Democrats don't want to live on one potato a day. They're not going to downgrade their crap. They just want either that stupid Elizabeth Warren or Joe Biden. But I heard that they're going to try to kick Joe Biden out because he's got too much crap involved with this Hunter Biden crap. And they might try to put Hillary in there. But she's going to need a new battery because the battery she's gotten to right now doesn't work. And she's sleepy and tired and all that. She's not going to make it. And she's got what, that Keurig disease where the baby human sacrifice or whatever, they drink that adrenochrome or something. She's going to need tons of shots of adrenochrome. And I think Trump is what keeps him going. I think it's God. I think God gives him the energy to keep moving and keep going and gives him a sharp head on his shoulders. That's why he's able to outthink these Democrats because they're constantly at him. All these people, it's like a dog pile. They all dog pile on him all the time and try to destroy him. And he keeps persevering for some reason. He keeps getting back up, even though they keep punching him, and he keeps getting back up and fighting back. But he needs to be more proactive. He needs to really look at the big picture, I think, because we still support him, but he really needs to look at the big picture. The big picture is he needs to close the border. That's what he needs to do. First of all, close the border. No more immigration permanently, I think, as long as he's president. And he needs to do something about this homeless problem. He needs to put these people to work. He needs to put them in those new factories that are going to be built here. He needs to put them in there. And if they can't do the job, train them while they're working. And the ones that are nuts, put them in put them in a mental institution or put them in a temporary holding place to get them out of the elements and get them treatment. That's what he should do because he was pissed off last night. He was saying about Nancy, about the homeless there and the needles and the poop and all that. He was getting pretty pissed. Well, he needs to drop the hammer. He needs to send the National Guard out here and round up these homeless people and start assessing them because Governor Newsom hasn't done a damn thing since he's been here. He hasn't done a thing, and he was the lieutenant governor when Brown was here, and he still didn't do anything, and it still was shitty. I mean, I I was talking about the Orville Dam a while ago. So was everybody else, and all of a sudden now it's all forgotten. Because you know why? Because the webcam doesn't work on the Orville Dam anymore, so you can't even see the dam, the live stream on the dam, because the cam's down, the cameras are down, so no one can see what's going on. No one can see the big crack in the dam anymore because cam is down. The only way you can see the crack is if you go drive down there and look at the crack yourself. And even then, they got all this fencing around it, so you probably can't see a lot. So it's all a big lie. And I would say by springtime, if that dam gets past 700 feet deep and it starts to spill over, we could possibly lose all of our crops over in Central Valley, all the way down to maybe even Stockton, where it's all going to, everything's going to turn to shit. And I hope they don't do that because I would not want to wish that. Just go, oh, I told you so. No way. I don't know what to do. It's so much water. I don't know. Does anyone have any ideas? No. But a lot of people depend on that water. So it has to be dammed up so people can have fresh water. But the problem is the federal funding wasn't being used to fix that dam. It wasn't used to repair it. It was diverted elsewhere, and I think we know where that went. And it wasn't to the dam. And that's the largest earthen dam in the entire country, and it's neglected, and it's treated like everything else in this country. It's treated like third world crap. And they keep spending all this money to house all these people that don't belong here, and they're getting driver's licenses. Meanwhile, I'm struggling to pay my bills, and yet they're putting these people all up in shelters and all that. And speaking of not fair, I hate to talk against my work, but I've seen other people uh, going to work when they say it's slow, and I've seen two or three other maids going to work, and I'm not going to work. Could be because I'm making these videos. I don't know, but they can't discriminate against me because of that. That's rude. That's against my First Amendment right. And I ain't saying nothing against them. I'm just saying something against the damn state. And this state sucks. There's nowhere to go in this state. Yeah, the dam is in such bad shape. I doubt it'll last. The dam should be slowly dismantled and new ways to water the valley found. Yeah, you know what? It just seems like with that dam, it just seems like all they're doing is putting up new blacktop around it on the drive, the on the road that goes over the bridge and all that. All they did was put new blacktop on the, the maintenance areas. That's all they did. I didn't see any changes done to anything else. And we could see it. Susan Walden, before she gave up on the dam, you could see that the rebar and all that was exposed. And this was brand new rebar. This was brand new concrete. And it was all, sorry, I had to unplug my nose because my ears get plugged up with air. Because we have this weird, funky weather. It's like freezing at night and then um, warm in the day. So I don't get it. So it's not for me to decide how the weather is. But anyways, the rebar on the spillway was exposed. Part of it was exposed, and we could see it on the cam, right? Even Susan exposed it, and the cams kept going down. Remember that? The cameras kept going down every time Susan would show something, a still photo or a snapshot, a snap of it, it would go down, and she wasn't able to show any more photos of anything new, And then they let us see the bottom of the spillway where the river is, a little that the river is, and you couldn't see anything because it was so microscopic. You have to like zoom in because you can't see what they're doing. And it's bullshit. And I haven't heard anyone say anything about what's going to be done about that dam. Nothing. And I bet it's still leaking. I bet it's still in really bad shape. And they said those gates were leaking real bad. There's water pouring out of them. They need to just take that whole thing down and just redo it and not make it made out of earth. They need to make it out of concrete. Just start over and just let it go. Did you know that Jerry Brown was there during the grand opening of the dam? So they have a long history with that dam, and Newsom and all that. All of them were there. All of those people. They're all connected. This toilet bowl we call California. Now it's literally a toilet bowl because now people are allowed to crap inside the Safeway or the stores, local stores where there's homeless. Just wait for it. When you come to this state, you're probably going to find a piece of poop in the middle of the frickin' store. And some crazy guy did it. I see guys going up and down the road where I live, pushing shopping carts, and they're able-bodied people, and they need to be working, and they're pushing a shopping cart. Meanwhile, Trump is saying he's got all these factories that he's opening, and he's going to have to bring in merit-based people. And right when he said that, everybody like gasped for air. Said that everybody stopped talking, and it's like, no, you need to put people to work that are unemployed right now, and put the people to work that are homeless. Close the damn border. I wish I could tell him that. Just shut the door. Don't let any more people in the country. We are full. I have a bumper sticker that I bought, but I never put it on the car because it's kind of rude. But it says "fuck off" or "full," and it has a picture of the United States. But it's true. We are full. We don't have any more room for any more open hands that are looking for handouts. We can only take care of our own. We can't take in any more people. I don't care who you are. It's just BS. It's just BS. You can't do this. Total BS. Yes, merit based from what country? It's not ours, then that's a problem. Yeah. And it could be India and stuff. All these people. And they probably don't speak any English, and they're not here to appreciate our culture. They're here to subvert our culture into their culture. Like people that cook in their garage and it hella stinks. Like that's not uh converting over to our culture. It's just staying with their own culture and turning our culture into a stinky uh smells like curry and crap. Oh, I hated that. I remember I was in Fremont and there was this neighbor that lived next door, and the guy would cook in the garage and it hella stunk. Like smelled like BO, like they were cooking BO. It's disgusting. I mean, it's just ugh. And they're rude too. They're rude. Like you try to talk to them and they're very rude, and they speak broken English. They don't like our country. They don't like what you do. Like they look at you funny because you barbecue on a barbecue and they're cooking inside their garage, and they look at you like you're weird. It's like, no. But in their country, they probably let goats and stuff probably inside their house and that kind of thing, but I don't do that. Yeah, the illegals get driver's license in New York so they can vote. Right. I saw that video clip. It's just BS. And it was somebody that was just a regular citizen, I think, that took the video and they showed the line outside the door of New York, upstate New York, I guess, of all these people waiting in line to get driver's licenses. You know what? That's probably the reason why our lines are so long at DMV because they shouldn't be that long. But they are because people that don't belong here coming in here and getting driver's licenses and they're getting to vote and they're voting Democrat, of course, and our votes that are Republican, and we want freedom and First and Second Amendment are being drowned and ousted. That's why Nancy Pelosi said the vote to impeach Trump was bipartisan, which it was not. Uh, she does not have the support that she thinks she has. There's a few rogue people in this country that believe Trump is guilty, but those are people that are completely insane that probably need to be locked up. That's why we need to reopen the mental institutions and put those people in them. I think they should all be put in a damn mental institution. And my brother, he's retarded and he's in an institution. They should put Democrats in the institution with my brother because that's where they belong. Because those are the kind of people that wake up in the middle of the night and they piss on the side of the bed instead of in the toilet. That's a Democrat. Sorry, but that's how they think. They're crazy. So, and I know what crazy is, and I have siblings that are crazy as hell, and they remind me of a Democrat. They're irrational, they're crazy, they do stupid things. Yeah, Clown World News has brainwashed too many people. That's right. Does anyone ever watch what's it called? Owen Schroyer from Infowars. You don't have to watch Infowars, but Owen Schroyer, he does a lot of on the street stuff, and he's just as interesting as Millie from Infowars. They do interviews with people and stuff, and they put themselves out there. It's really cool, actually. They risk their own safety. I love it. I wish I could do that. I'm just not in a financial situation to be getting too funky with people because I don't have anything. Yeah, I have an old car. Oh, crazy is easy to find. Check out only trending videos. Yeah, yeah. If you look at the trending, it's completely insane. This one guy that I subscribe to, he just did a video about trending, about stuff that's trending, and it's nothing of any substance. It's just really stupid. And anything else that's trending that's political, it's like NBC News and saying how crazy the Republicans are for supporting Trump when Trump is a criminal. Conan O'Brien. Let's see. A dog getting his first bath. I gave my dog his first bath, but I didn't get a million views. I don't think anyone cared about me bathing my dog. Charlize Theron worked hard to get into characters Megyn Kelly in a Bombshell. So Charlize Theron played Megyn Kelly. Anyone remember Megyn Kelly when she had Trump derangement syndrome? And she supported Rosie O'Donnell and all these crazy women that hate Trump because Trump reminds them of their father. Maybe because their father tried to teach them right from wrong and to be a good wife and mother, and they didn't like that. They just wanted to be free and have a bunch of cats and hate men and all that. And they want to be in charge and they want to just make men obedient little subservient fools that wear chains around their neck. It doesn't work that way. See, that's how my mom was. And it's weird because it's exploded that women have got their heads have gotten too big. And it's okay to have a voice, but you don't want to smash other people in the process. It should all be equal. But women should not dominate every last thing. Even to regular women, that just doesn't seem right to do that. That's not okay. It's overkill. Kind of like the Star Wars stuff where women are taking over the franchise and basically it's pushed away the men that used to like Star Wars. Now they don't like it. They like the old Star Wars. YouTubers react to a decade of YouTube rewind. That's so stupid. Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker movie reviews. It's all Star Wars. All mostly Star Wars. Did anyone notice that? Stupid. Letting someone use your phone. Uh, 2 days ago, and it's only a 25-second video, and it's just this guy talking about what happened when he let someone use his phone. When I let someone use my phone, it was like for 2 seconds or 10 seconds to make a phone call, but I didn't put it on YouTube and get a million views. Say, oh my God, somebody borrowed my phone. I need to put that on YouTube. I need to tell everybody what happened when whoever borrowed my phone to make a quick call. Oh my God, it's national news. Somebody used my phone for 2 minutes. See how stupid we are? And that stupid Top Gun, Maverick, the stupid douchebag Scientologist Tom Cruise. I never liked that guy. If I ever met him, I'd tell him what a douchebag, and I'm taller than his ass. Yeah, you're right. What will we do when black people come to kill us for supporting the president? Exactly. Your name is Jar Jar Binks. You're right. Because they will eventually. Uh you can't wear a Trump hat. Don't bother. Don't bother. Don't even tell anybody. Because if you do, they'll probably try to kick your butt. We went to the Bay Area with the Trump sticker, Santa Rosa, and we almost got attacked. We had stuff thrown at us, and people were chasing the car and all that. And it was just because we were visiting my boyfriend's grandparents. They live in Santa Rosa, and they went crazy over a Trump sticker on the back of my car. So we had to peel it off, and we never put anything on the car ever again. We don't talk about it. We don't put nothing on our car. We don't wear hats. We don't even talk about it. We wait till we get home and then we talk about it. Yeah. So let's see. I believe in equal relationships, but women are being used to push foolishness. Then they'll put them down and put of men who push the opposite. Yeah, it's overkill. It's like women should have a say so, but not to the point where men are feeling degraded, and it's so bad that men don't want to be with women anymore because they're upset. That's why men are like thinking about buying these plastic, I guess, robot women, because real women are just really mean. So, I mean, I guess in a way, I don't blame them because they just want to be able to have a relationship without somebody cutting them all up and making them feel bad and using them and then divorcing them and taking all their money. I understand. There are a lot of black people who support Trump. They don't show them on the news. I found out when looking up Smollett videos, and there's many black Trump supporters here, but they're not featured. Well, of course they're not going to talk about it because they'll lose their family probably if they even say they support Trump and jobs and all that. They'll probably lose their family, and they'll probably be pushed out of their community, and they'll probably get their butt kicked by their own friends and family. Maybe even their grandmother probably beat them up. It's just sick. It's very sick. No, I don't think black people are gonna like come out of the woodwork and attack people for wearing Trump hats or being a Trump supporter. I don't think so. I think that there's just a variety of people because they're just nuts and they don't like Trump. But I think there's these black nationalists that are rising up because they're becoming more angry because their inner cities are getting worse, and they just want to attack white people because they're jealous of white people. And white people don't even have white privilege. White people are the ones who have to go to work and support their families. That's what's happening. At least in my neck of the woods, is what's happening. And there's not a lot of jobs in this community either. A lot of these communities are being dried out. There's just no work. And uh, I only make about, if I'm lucky, maybe $1,200 a month, if that, when I'm working my ass off. But when I'm not working my ass off, I make maybe $800 a month. And that's not very much. But it's just enough to pay my rent and my small utility, which I don't use heat. I don't run the heaters or nothing. Because we live in a warm apartment because we're surrounded by other people, so it doesn't get cold in here. Yeah, yeah, you love being a woman and having a husband to take care of me, open doors and pull. Yeah, because real women don't mind having, real women don't mind being a housewife and a mother. They don't mind. It doesn't bother them cooking the meals and, cleaning the house and stuff while the husband does the outdoor stuff. Because men want to work outside. They don't want to be feminized and all that. They don't want to do that. They want to do what instinctually God gave them, put in their brain. So men, they want to do stuff to help outside. They want to work and build stuff, and women, they like to fix the house up, and men like to build houses and fix cars and chop wood, do yard work, uh, play games, or not play games, but play sports and all that. That's what they should do. And women are telling men that they can't do that anymore, and telling men that, oh, I'm going to go to work and you stay home and take care of the kids. And it's kind of reversing the roles. It's making things mixed up because our culture is changing, I think. But yeah, there probably are black people that do support Trump, but they probably keep it to themselves. I wonder who is financially backing all these violent groups. It seems they want the country to tear each other apart. Of course they do. That's why Nancy, before, she was against the articles of impeachment because she thought it would be dangerous to her party. But then she thought, what the hell, why not go for it? And then because she saw that William Barr and Trump are busting these pedophile rings, and now she's like, now let's go forward with it, because probably people in her party are part of those pedophile rings that are being busted. And there's so many criminals on the Democrat side, it actually outnumbers any criminals on the Republican side. They keep talking about Republicans being corrupt and all that and selfish and not paying their fair share. Well, look at them. Look at where they live. Look at their homes. Look at the Democrats. Look at their homes. Look at their net value, what they're worth. Oh, you're not the stay-at-home type. Well, I am. I'd like to be, but unfortunately, I can't afford to stay home because we don't make enough money. We don't have enough money to stay home. There's not enough money in our house, and our bills are too high. I'd love to stay home and fix stuff up, clean and all that. I don't mind cleaning stuff up too much because I do that for a living. I clean, but I'd rather clean up my own house and clean up someone else's mess. But it is nice though to have the child tax credit at the end of the year because you work hard for it. And I'm probably going to buy another used car with that money. Thanks to Trump, I might be able to buy another car and probably sell the other car I have and then buy a different car. I'm not going to buy a new car because I can't afford it, but I'll get another used car. And I'll thank Trump for that, because if it wasn't for Trump being president, we'd have Hillary, and there wouldn't be any child tax credit. I don't think there'd be much of anything. There wouldn't be any jobs, and we'd be at war with Russia. And Russia, did anyone hear that Putin stood up for Trump and said that Trump, it's not that the Russians didn't meddle in the election and Trump had nothing to do with any of that stuff, and he didn't do any he didn't threaten the Ukrainians, and Putin said that he tried to help Ukraine because Ukraine needs Russia, because they need Russia's economy. They need Russia's coal because it's too cold there. It's freezing in Russia. It's freezing Ukraine, and they're no different. The Russians and the Ukrainians are no different. They're almost exactly the same. It's just another block. That's all. And I think we should stay out of it. We should let the Ukrainians and the Russians hash it out, and we shouldn't get in the middle of their conflict. It's their land fight, not ours. We should stay out of it, just like the Middle East. I don't know. Do you think we should stay out of it? Just leave the Russians and Ukrainians alone and stop meddling in their crap. And I don't even know if I agree with arming the Ukrainians with weapons, because I think it's just going to cause more backlash. I think uh, we should tell the Ukrainians and the Russians to both stop fighting and just divide the land, or share the land and share the coal and all that, everything they need. because they're basically the same people. It's not like Muslims and Jews that are diametrically opposed to each other, even culturally. The Russians and Ukrainians are almost exactly the same. I think they should band together and try to help each other. Personally, if that was me, I would just say, why don't we just get along and share everything? We're better off, and it's freezing there. We need the coal. You know what I mean? Yeah. If Hillary got in there, oh my God! Remember she said fun camps for the red team? I'm like, hello, I'm on the red team. I'm registered Republican. So if you get in, I'm going to be on that list because it's already on record who is the red team. And we have all these insects in our state. They would probably turn everybody in that's red, and then we'd be thrown into these probably these trucks or whatever, or buses, and transported over to these camps. And it'd be like the movie Red Dawn, and if we didn't comply, they would probably kill us. The ones who didn't want to be re-educated would be shot to death. Uh, yeah. So yeah, she's the Nazi. Hillary's the damn Nazi, and she got it. They said she got a new facelift and all that. Apparently, somebody's. I haven't looked at her stupid face, so I don't know what she did to herself. As far as I'm concerned, she probably had a piece of dog poop and swallowed it. I don't care about her. But why does she get a facelift? Her husband doesn't even like her anyway. Who even cares about what she looks like? She just should just stay looking like a witch, like she really is. So when she looks in the mirror, she's happy. Why does she want to look good? Who's she trying to look good for? What? So when she beats on these girls that she's got trapped in these cages, she can look good for them while she's abusing them and murdering them and drinking their blood. Disgusting. I know we're getting in a weird area right now, right? Getting in a weird area. It's strange we are supposed to give up gas and coal, but they're backing it for other countries. Yeah. Yeah, and then they love China, right? But China is the biggest polluter in the whole world with their smokestacks and all that. And then we have Fukushima, where their what's called their nuclear power plant blew up, and the radiation, the radiated crap is going into the ocean. And they said it's floating into the Pacific. It's some of it's got in the Pacific, and some of our fish and stuff are all radioactive, and they're like, don't drink or don't eat any food from the Pacific Ocean. It's got three eyes. It's like the Simpson. You know, wherever that was, Springfield, where it was made, and they had the fish, and they were like three eyes. So apparently, we're eating three-eyed fish, right? Yummy. The tuna is right, got three eyes, and they catch all the tunas in the big nets, and they all got three eyes, and they got like mutations and all that, and then they package all the tuna and we eat it, and then we're starting to mutate, right? We're starting to hallucinate, turn into zombies. I don't know. I don't eat a lot of tuna, but they used to say, uh, what was it? Tuna has mercury or something in it, or it has. They said now it's dolphin free or whatever because they stopped putting these nets up because the dolphins used to get caught in the nets, so the sharks, and it was really cruel. But whatever. I don't eat a lot of fish, so I'm not worried about it. But I guess, everything else is poisoned. All of our other food's poisoned. So it was a little bit of, radioactive tuna, right? Everything else is all got crap in it. So putting on tea, be right back. Don't say anything big. Laugh out loud. I never say anything too big. Why does our money have to go to other countries for their wars when it's needed here? Right. Yeah. We need to get the hell out of the Middle East. We don't have anything to fear from the Middle East. They don't have uh, the technology in the Middle East to fly over here and nuke us. Because if they tried anything, we'd freaking kill them. They're not stupid enough to do that. And Trump killed all the terrorists anyway. There's nobody there. It's just there's some people, uh, you know, walking around in these sheets that are in the middle of the desert and stuff. I mean, how are they any threat to us? They're not. What? What are they going to do? Float on a camel and come over the United States? They're not going to do anything. We need to just get out of there and stop bothering those people. and we're killing them, needlessly killing them. And all they are is just like crazy zombies on camels. Just we need to go back to our country and protect our border. Send our military people back over here and have them guard our border. Keep these cartels out of here that are murdering our people, stabbing people. And Trump is talking about all these people coming over here illegally and stabbing people, murdering people, and we're not protecting our border, right? We need to have our military right here on our border, and they need to be armed and they need to shoot people if they try to sneak over. We just shoot them, or we just shoot them in the foot to where they can't run. That way they don't have to have blood on their hands. Then they just have to get a new foot. Yes, we are fighting all over the place. It's time to bring our people home. Right. You've heard of people that have PTSD from wars because they've seen people with their legs blown off and stuff, or people that were blown up. I don't know if you watch. I watched an episode of Highway to Heaven, and there was a story about these nurses that were in Vietnam, and they were trying to save all these men that were dying, and they had to pick the one that was most needy, and it really messed up their heads, and they had really bad PTSD, as bad as the soldiers did. And I felt bad for the women in the story, even though it was just a made up story. But I felt bad for them that they had to live with that memory of people dying and stuff, and they had survivor's guilt and all that. It's terrible. I couldn't imagine killing people and then being able to live with myself later on in life and saying, yeah, I watched all these people die. I watched all these people get blown up and all that. I'm fine. Yeah, I'm great. I could just move on with my life and be normal. Probably not. Probably not too much. It would probably mess you up. You probably had nightmares and stuff about people being killed. So, yeah. But the good news is I get to work on Christmas, and I don't care because I'm not very festive anyway, and who knows what's going to happen, right? Has anyone tried that new website? It's not new, but that BitChute. I tried to use it, and it's not very user friendly. So I guess I'm stuck here, stuck on YouTube, I guess. But they probably, like everybody else that I listen to, that all their subscribers aren't being alerted to live streams or even videos. So they're only getting a handful of views and maybe only a few people watching live streams. How fair is that, right? Oh, and I just uploaded a video and it's not loading. If it did load, I'm surprised. I uploaded a video about these people calling in about how they hate Trump and all that. It's like a live one, and it's still not loading. It's like taking forever to load because they don't like what's in it. Because I put the title, I wrote Trump derangement syndrome, because it is. It's a guy that called in and had really bad Trump derangement syndrome, and he got put in his place because he was all like, Trump went bankrupt like 5 or 6 times and all that. It's like, who the hell hasn't gone bankrupt? Shut the hell up. I had to go bankrupt literally. I couldn't pay my debts off. Should I be cremated or not cremated? Should I be crucified on a cross because I had to default on some credit cards I couldn't pay? No, I lived beyond my means and I screwed up. But I redeemed myself later on. But I did have it. My sister did tell me, "Oh, it's the Christian thing to do to pay off all your debts." I'm like, I had paid it off like long time ago, but all the interest and everything that was on them, it never gets paid off. And I only had one income coming in my house, and I had to decide between rent or paying my credit card. So I chose rent because I had children. So yeah, Christian mission. Yeah, the Christian thing to do was keep a roof over my kid's head. That's what the Christian thing to do was. Sorry, living in the dirt isn't exactly the Christian thing to do when you want to pay off these stinking loan sharks. And I learned my lesson because it was back in the 90s when they were financing everybody right before the housing crash, right? Everybody was getting credit cards, getting all these home loans. People that work McDonald's could get a home loan. I don't know if anyone remembers that, but that was when I got damn credit cards. Was back when they were giving all these people home loans that couldn't probably couldn't even barely afford to pay it. but they still were able to pay it. That was back when houses were cheaper, though. Back in the 90s, the houses were only like 100,000, 120,000 total, maybe. Now, what, they're like almost $1 million for the same stupid house. But that's California for you, right? That's the way it was. God has the final say about what we should do, not people who think they know. We had to file bankruptcy because of medical bills. Now I don't even have a credit card. I have one credit card and I paid it off. I paid the son bitch off, and pardon my French and my English and my Spanish and my German, right? I don't even want to talk about France or Germany because they don't like Trump. So I'm not going to say pardon my French. I should say pardon my Obama instead of French. So, oh, you only do debit? Me too. Well, me for the most part, I do debit to buy everything that I have to have. Yeah, because you can't deal with that stress of having to pay off that debt because they could get a judgment against you if you can't pay it. They could get a judgment against you and attach your wages and then really screw with you. And going bankrupt, filing for bankruptcy ain't cheap either. And there's no guarantee that they won't contest it, and it ruins your credit and you can't get finance for even a car. Yeah, so they know that. They know that. That's why they give you the credit. That it's going to ruin you. It won't ruin them because they've backed it up. They're probably insured and all that, so they don't give a damn. I have one credit card, and I've only put a couple $100 worth of debt on it, and it's like a $2,500 uh, balance. And I don't plan on barely using it or even using it at all. I only put the money on it. I only charged one thing, which was my laptop, but I'm paying it off. I gave him $60 like a week ago, and I'm going to give him another $60 probably next week, and I'm going to pay it off within probably 4 weeks, and they're probably going to hate me for that, right? They're like, oh, no, no, you stupid idiot, don't pay it off. Well, you know what? I learned my lesson. I learned my lesson. I live in California. It's made me uh, street smart, more street smart than I was. Now I realize what I've done. Probably a lot of people on here too do also realize, what not to do. When you've done the stupid thing, then you realize, okay, when I do it again this next time, instead of going out and buying clothes and crap with my cash, since I have more cash on me, I'm gonna go pay off my debt instead. And the loan sharks would be like, "Oh, you stupid idiot! Don't pay it off. I want the interest." That's how I go to Bermuda every year. You stupid creeps. Oh, Paul Panzer. Oh, it's a new person. I don't recognize you. Well, how's it going? Well, I don't know if you know how's it going because I don't even know if you know what my channel's about. So I'm pro Trump. So if you don't like it, I guess you can drop off or whatever. It doesn't offend me. So might as well be true to yourself. If you don't like Trump, you can drop off. So I find great things on eBay. Yeah, me too. All kinds of stuff. Some of the stuff I bought on eBay were like crap, like the stuff where they tempt you where it's like really cheap. They have like a really nice picture of it. And you get it and then you open it and then you start to assemble it and you realize it's like made of really crappy stuff. And then you end up throwing it out and you feel stupid. I've done that more than once where I saw, oh, it's a shoe rack and it's like a really beautiful picture of this assembled shoe rack. I'm like, oh, my shoes are gonna look awesome on there. And then I go take it out and it's made of freaking PVC pipe. You're like, you got to be kidding me. And it like totally breaks. The only nice thing about it was the cover that went over the top of it. But other than that, it's garbage. All right, well then good. You think Trump's agreeable? Good. Okay, agreeable. To what degree is he agreeable? What, that you agree that he has blonde hair and that he's German? That's fine. I'm so glad I found someone who's pro Trump. Well, there's a lot of people that are pro Trump, but a lot of them have a lot more viewers, if you know what I mean. They have a lot more subscribers. But the smaller people like us, we don't get noticed as much because we don't have the flashy advertisements and stuff on our videos. We don't have all this blinky stuff that makes your eyes twinkle. It's just us. Not the best, but far from terrible. What the hell? Okay. I say he's doing pretty damn good. I live in California and I'm not feeling the change here. I I'm not feeling it, but I still support him. And I'm really I don't know. I don't know. I keep getting all these emails from Trump and stuff, but I can't afford to donate to him. I'd like to donate to him. I'd like to donate enough to get the Democrats thrown out of office. Yeah, he's a great president. And you know what? It's better than reality TV when Trump doesn't rally. Even the people that don't like Trump will watch and they'll be like, God, I hate Trump. But then they're like, yeah, but he's funny, right? He's heck of funny. I can't help it. He's heck of funny. Look at Alyssa Milano. I mean, she about blew out her underwear because she was so mad at him because everybody's listening to Trump and she like goes on to, websites or whatever and she sees a Trump rally and she sees it blowing up and all that and she's like, I want to kill Trump. I hate Trump. And it's like it makes us all laugh when they scream at the sky. And it's like when Obama won twice, I didn't scream at the sky. It's like, fuck. That's all I did was like, fuck. Obama again? And then we moved on with our lives. And then we didn't have a pot to piss in or when to throw it out of. Thank you. Thank you, Obama. Appreciate it. Thanks. But it didn't affect us though, the Obamacare thing, because I can't afford uh Obamacare. Plus, we're poor. So we automatically have this Medi-Cal and I barely ever use it. So I didn't get the fine, but everybody else did. Everybody else who made a certain amount of money had to buy Obamacare, mandated health care. Like, I'm going to tell you, you have to have health care. You have to be healthy because I told you. And if you don't, I'm going to find your butt. Right? Isn't that funny? If you don't get health care, you're going to get fined. It's like, I demand that you're healthy. Otherwise, I'm going to fine your butt. And people had to pay these fines off. And people are still having to pay fines because Trump hasn't actually been able to get rid of Obamacare because he can't get health care passed in the House and in the Senate. He can't get it through because the Democrats won't allow him to change the health care. So we don't even know what the hell we have. So the Democrats are going to use it against Trump because they're too busy trying to impeach him instead of putting bills through that Trump wants put through. See what I'm saying? I don't see many Trump supporting women too up. There's plenty of them. If you look at Trump's rallies, there's plenty of women there. Don't try to say that. I say it's an equal balance between women and men that like Trump, especially here in Northern Illinois. That saying came from when people sold urine to tanners. They'd go from house to house and buy it. Huh? What kind of urine? No, I've heard of people say they drink camel urine because it has like health benefits. Disgusting. Do you feel he's better than the current crop of Dems? Paul. A lot of people will back him to get rid of the far left. Yeah. Yeah, we don't want Democrats. No, thank you. I used to do tons of videos about Democrats, how I don't like them, and how wrong they are. Because I noticed it back in the 90s um, that there was these men that were cucked out and they were saying that women were better and everything. And I'd look at the guy and I'd be like, why are you saying that? I thought we were all equal. Why are you trying to bow down and like degrade yourself? I mean, are you that unlovable that women don't want to be with you, so you have to degrade yourself and put yourself down? Actually, I find that to be a turnoff for a man to talk down about himself. I think it's disgraceful. Men should be proud of being a man, and they shouldn't apologize or try to pander to get women to be attracted to them. What they should do is just be themselves. That's what I say. Even if you're fat or whatever, just be yourself. Just don't pander to try to get somewhere with people because it's fake. The pot to piss in came from selling human urine to tanners. Ew. What the hell? That saying came from the time when people sold urine to tanners. They'd go from house and buy it. Who the hell would buy piss? No one's gonna buy my piss. They put it. Oh, tanners. I thought you were talking about self tanning. Ah, I still don't get it. I haven't really thought about pee too much, except for when I have to go pee. Best president in my, yeah, he is the best president. So what were we talking about? And by the way, I'm working on Christmas and I'm not getting anything for Christmas. I don't want nothing for Christmas. The best present I could get is probably Nancy Pelosi puking on the podium because she's had too much vodka to drink. That would be the best present ever I could ever receive, is to see Nancy Pelosi throw up from a hangover when Trump is re-inaugurated in 2020. And I want to see people screaming at the sky and all that stuff. I'm not going to say anything about Israel because they have this bill that they passed about anti-Semitism. Are you against are you against Israel? I think with Israel, I think that we shouldn't get involved with the Palestinian Israel conflict. I think we should just let them hash it out because it's their border area. I think that the United States should stay out of it and stop assisting with that dilemma because it's costing us taxpayers and it's involving our military in a conflict that's not ours. That's all. But him passing that anti-Semitism bill, that wasn't cool because it freezes everybody and it's getting a lot of people kicked off YouTube. But I'm not going to say anything against them, period. I'm not going to say anything. Yeah, I'm not getting involved. I'm not getting involved. I don't I don't hate anybody. I don't get involved. I don't I'm not from Israel and I don't have any opinion on them. So I don't know. It's their conflict, not mine. And it's not the United States. It's their conflict. If they want to fight with Palestinians and let them fight. And then eventually they're going to have to come to a peace because they're going to get tired of bombing each other's land and throwing rocks at each other and stuff. They're going to get tired of it. People are going to get tired of being miserable. They are. They're going to get tired of it. And it'll stop. Either that or God will stop it in some way. He'll get them to stop. And we should stop assisting one side or the other to pan against the other one. Uh, that's my opinion, that we should just stop it. Just let them fight it out until they finally come to a truce. But I'm not getting involved in that conversation because I am not there, so I don't know. I don't know what they're doing over there. So they're the chosen people. They can do what they want. It's their land. They don't like the Palestinians over there, they can push them out. If the Palestinians don't like it, they can fight with the Jews and throw rocks and do what they need to do. It's their fight. I don't know. I'm not there. I'm not on the border. I can't see what they're doing to each other. I don't know. I don't believe in protected groups. Only the mentally ill or children should have extra protection. It should be equal for all the rest of us. Yeah, everybody should be treated equally. But it doesn't feel like it, does it? On YouTube, it doesn't feel equal. It feels like we're being singled out as being the terrorists, and we're not. All we're doing is just posting the truth. And a lot of people don't like the truth. They like watered down stuff that's not true. Okay. Well, that's what they were called a long time ago. Uh, I know there's people that don't agree with that, but that's what they were called a long time ago because of Moses, that they were chosen to escape the Egyptians, and Moses was chosen to help lead them to the Holy Land. After that, it's none of my business. It's their land. They do what they want. I don't know. I don't have their fight. I'm not from that area. I don't know anything about them, but you just got to be careful with that defamation or whatever. You got to not go there. That's my position on that one is to not get involved. Just like all the other stuff that's going on. If you haven't experienced what they're going through, then just stay out of it. But I think that we should stay out of wars because it's just getting our people killed and it's needless wars. And look at all those headstones and stuff. People died, and some of them died for no reason. So, yeah, I'm from California, somewhere in California. At least I'm far enough away from the poop and the needles to where I can't smell it and I can't see it. I'm in a good enough area to not notice it. Thank God. They're good and bad. There is. There's bad people and good people. There's bad people on the Republican side. There's bad people on Democrat side, vice versa. There's good and bad. Um, I'm Republican, but there's some Republicans that I don't like too much that have flip-flopped and, you know, they're just not on the right page or they changed their mind at the last second and did something different than what they said they were going to do, which isn't cool. People should be honest about themselves. So, yeah, that's wrong. But I believe that Trump is being true for the most part about his presidency. I think he's doing the best he can, and he's got people pulling him in 10 different directions, and he doesn't know which direction to go in. I think he doesn't know whether to zig or zag, you know? And everything he does is wrong according to the Democrats. Everything he does is done wrong. They never have anything good to say about him. It's always negative stuff. And I've heard that the stock market is rising, so that's good because that means people are investing. But if Trump gets impeached in the Senate, the stock market's going to crash and the whole country's going to crash. And who's that going to be good for? Nobody. Everyone loses when Trump gets impeached, and it's going to collapse our entire system. And people are probably going to lose their tempers and lose their crap. When people lose all their money, people lose their jobs. I think people are going to go, their brains are going to explode. I think people are going to lose their crap. And the people that invest in this country are going to de-invest. The companies that we're going to build here are going to be like, see ya. This is not going to be Venezuela. I'm not going to another Venezuela 1.0. I'm not going there. He's wrong if he gets up in the morning. Yeah, yeah, he is. You know what? And I'd hate to be Trump because when it comes to eating and stuff, I'd be worried about the food because people are trying to poison you. You can't even have a bowl of cereal safely and know that it's okay to eat it. No, what he has to do is have his wife cook all his damn meals. And even then, who knows if they poison the food inside the refrigerator, inside the cabinets. So she can't even guarantee that her husband's safe from people that don't like him. You know what I mean? It's just BS. I mean, he probably has to go to have food ordered for him randomly, different places and not the same places all the time, to where they can't catch on and try to do something to his food. I just would hate to have to live like that. It would drive me nuts, not knowing who's going to try to hurt me or hurt my family. Oh yeah, I heard that story, but he tried to say it was just an early checkup because he was going to be busy for the holidays. But we know better. It was probably they said his taste tester got poisoned. He got really sick, and Trump had eaten the same thing apparently as the taste tester, and they wanted the they took the taste tester went to the hospital and they took Trump to the same hospital and had labs run, and apparently Trump was okay, but the taste tester obviously got really sick. But it's a good thing he had a taste tester because he could have died. And guess what? The Democrats would have been celebrating. And guess what? Democrats would be hitting the pavement because this isn't going to fly. You're not going to get rid of Trump. That ain't going to happen. In their wet dreams, Trump is going anywhere. And there's people that said that they're going to, there's some people that are Democrats said they're going to change parties just because of the impeachment, the way it's going. There's some people said they're going to vote for Trump because they've been watching this impeachment and it's making them sick. It's actually making people feel sick that this is the way our government works. And the IP report or the IG report was total shit. They said, "Oh, Comey and all them with the FISA report. They were just careless. There wasn't any bias. They filed it and there was no proof or anything, and they leaked it out and all this other crap. It's just horse crap. You know what I mean? It's just all corrupted. Our FBI, CIA, they're all corrupted, and they need to all be fired. And Trump needs to fire every damn one of them, even the good ones. Fire every goddamn one of them, and have Attorney Barr run the goddamn thing, and have him pick and select who he wants to be in the FBI and CIA. And they all have to have background checks, and they have to have a strip search and all the other stuff, right? Where they check it for weapons and all that in their butthole. Just do all that like they do in jail. If you want to be in the FBI and CIA, you're gonna have to go through deep, deep checks, if you know what I mean. Because I can't trust you. Yeah, so it's not about Trump. It's about what the majority of Americans want. Clown news doesn't show what the real people think or say. It's all la la land reporting. Right, right. They believe that Trump is still guilty and that uh, the American people are being duped and all that. No, they're not. I'm not duped. I'm not duped at all. I'm totally aware of what's going on. And it started out with stinking IRS when they audited all these people that were supporting Republican Party members. And they weren't allowed to donate because they were under audit. Do you remember that? That was when Mitt Romney was running. And I voted for Mitt Romney. And I'm sorry I voted for him because it turned out he was a damn rhino. And he would have just towed the Democrat line once he got into office. It is on its last leg. The country is on its last leg. Yeah, because there's so many homeless and all that. I don't see how Trump is going to be able to fix this with the Democrats pushing back against us, against him, and not allowing any changes to be made, mainly in California, which is basically the gateway to all the illegal people coming in our country. And I don't see how he can fix it. I don't see how he can fix this. It's a mess. It's a total mess. And just the Democrats pushing things through and we're not paying attention, just all that kind of thing. And we have all these Democrat governors and stuff that are changing the rules. And we have a whole state of Minnesota that's full of Muslims that voted some Muslim witch in, who now she's a congressperson, and she's one of the squad people. You know what I mean? What does anyone think of that stupid squad? This four squads. Was it Omar and Ilham Omar or something? And that AOC and a couple others that are just stupid. They're all like four witches. And Nancy likes to brag about the squad. You know what I mean? I have hope, Paul, but I think there will be great changes. It may take a disaster to reset things, but I believe God will eventually tear down the filth being pushed. Well, I don't know about God, what he's going to do about it. I think he's just going to let us fall on our own sword, literally. Because so far he has let us just fall on our own sword. Because look, Nancy and all them are still here. All of them still here, trash talking and impeaching the president and trying to put a black mark. They're going to put Giuliani in jail. They want to put him in jail. They already have Flynn in jail. They already have a bunch of other people in jail. Manafort's in jail. They said all of Trump's administration are all under investigation. Trump's whole family's under investigation. Why am I thinking dumber and dumbest? And what? The squad. It's AOC, Ilham Omar, and Tlaib or whatever, some weird name, and then some other woman, and it's Nancy, I think. And there's like four of them, and they're all against Trump, of course, and the four of them squad together, and they do like chants and stuff, and they all dress alike when they're doing their thing, trying to get Trump to submit to their mental powers that they're putting on him, like witch, like spells they're putting on him. Yeah, even Nancy talks about the squad. She talks about their squad because it's a female thing. It's like women that got into Congress effortless without any effort. I guess that's what she calls it squad because it's like a cheerleader squad. We're cheerleading that we're females and that we're gonna knock down Donald Trump, who's a male chauvinistic pig, right? Personally, I don't like cucks. I never did. And I don't like superficial people that like other superficial people. It's very uninteresting. You know what I mean? Yeah, and I can't really get into the squad because I don't pay much attention to squad. I just mostly just laugh at the ignorance of them because they want to bring the third world in here. They think it's okay to bring the third world in here and take over our culture and turn it into shithole. Even what's her name? Ann Coulter wrote a book about it, how they want to turn the country into third world shithole. And she's right. Even though she's pissed at Trump because Trump isn't building the wall and stuff because he said he was going to build a wall and she says that he's not building it. And some people who live on the border say he ain't building it, but I don't live on the border, so I can't see. All came at the same time, backed by the same people. They're using women for every bad thing. It's to turn men against women. The real power is behind the scenes and all and are all male. Yeah, they said there was too many males in the government and they needed to change that. It's like, okay. I thought we lived in a equal country where everybody's equal. So you just want it to be all females? Why would all females want to be in the government positions? Then men could just stay home and take care of babies, right? And all the females would be all doing all the deciding for the males. But then they can't pick up heavy stuff. They can't work on heavy equipment and all that. Most women can't do that, and they don't want to. And I know, I don't want to. I won't do it. If my car starts smoking, I pick up the phone. I'm not fixing it. I have to keep closing all these windows because all these alerts for other channels keep popping up. I agree. Ugh, more pop-ups here. I agree. There's a pressing wave of brown that threatens to consume us. You're right. So you agree, huh, Paul Panzer, that there's a growing to brown America? Everyone's going to be mocha. Yeah, it's just not. It's not okay. You can't force that on us. You can't force that down our throats. It should be a choice, not just bury us and all these people that hate us. All these people that want to kill us. They come in and they go, "I'm going to kill people," because you're westernized and I hate you for that. And I want to steal your land. But then they go, "Oh, this is a country of immigrants." Yeah, in the beginning it was, but now it's just a damn takeover. It's just people that want to just go on welfare and destroy our culture. That's all it is. Collapse the economy. That's all it is. It's going to push all the job producers out of this country, and it's going to be white flight, and all the white people are just going to go up north, which they're already going anyway. If you haven't noticed, a lot of white people are going north. They're getting the hell out of the inner cities because they don't want to be around people that hate them. Can you blame them? That's why my uncles moved out of the Bay Area, California, because they knew they didn't belong there, so they moved up north, and they still live up there in the north, and they ain't planning on coming back, and they're happier where they're at, and it's fine. And you should let people do that. It's not racist to do that. It's just you're trying to protect your culture. And if the minorities want to live in the inner cities and be around each other and they're fine with, you know, what they're doing, then that's fine. Yeah, we already know about George Soros. How is he still alive? How does he stay so healthy enough to like create all this evil? Because every time I've seen pictures of him, he looks like he's dying. He's like Hillary, right? It's almost like it's a bot, like a robot of them. Like Walt Disney froze his head and he hopes someday that they can reanimate him on another body or something. Stupid. Stupid man. That's ungodly. It's dust to dust. When you die, you become dust. You don't freeze your stinking head in a damn freezer and hope to be reanimated. Follow the money. Too many jobs have left. Companies don't want to pay a good wage. Slave labor in other countries filled pockets. Yeah, yeah, that's why we used to have a Hershey factory here in Oakdale, near where I live, and they closed it down and they moved the plant over to Mexico. And now they use that dirty water down in Mexico to make the chocolate, to mix with the chocolate. Sound gross? We're eating it. And it used to be the original plant. I think it's still in Hershey, Pennsylvania, where it was founded. But they had a Hershey factory also in Oakdale, where I lived, and they shut it down and they moved it to Mexico. So it's kind of gross when you think about it. Like food, they moved, and they also moved. What was it, the Hostess factory, where they make the donuts and stuff and everything else? They moved to Mexico. It's pretty gross, huh? I mean, I don't know what their sanitation standards are down there. It's kind of nasty, disgusting. And then all of our fruits and vegetables are from Mexico. You notice the quality of them aren't very good. When you see the label on the tomato or whatever it is, it's really bad quality. The corn and all that's really bad quality. But if it's corn or tomatoes that are grown here in our country, it's really good quality. Does anyone notice that? Because whenever I go to Save Mart and I buy some vegetables or something and it says grown in Mexico on the label, it's like usually grainy and kind of gross. Just got bugs and stuff still on it. I don't know if you've noticed that, but it's not very good quality. I'm not sure if it's their water or their soil or something, but it's not very good quality food. But it's pretty cheap. Like you can get 4 ears of corn for like $1. But then when you boil it or cook it, it's not very good. Not like corn that's grown here in our country, like from Kansas. Like that's really good corn and stuff like that. That's good stuff. But anywhere else in the like Mexico, it's disgusting. They behave as though we have no soul. It's all in the for them. But we do have a brain. Not a brain. We do have a soul because with the soul comes our brain, right? And through our soul is our brain. That's why we talk because it's our soul talking. George Soros. Yeah, we already know George Soros is behind all this crap. Yeah. And all of his money is all sunk into stinking evil. George Soros. It's all leftist crap. George Soros paying for Black Lives Matter, paying for Antifa. And then they deemed the Proud Boys as a terrorist organization, and they're actually training the police force to be aware of them and arrest them. Even though the Proud Boys, they're not even a terrorist group; it's just a men's group. It's just men trying to be men, but they've deemed it as a terrorist group. They're just it's a men's group where men don't want to be kicked down by feminists and all that. They want to be men. They want to be like the old days where guys used to go to the have bowling leagues and stuff and have a men's night out without women. It's not a big thing. It's just the feminists don't want men to have clubs. And the Proud Boys was founded by Gavin McInnes. He was kicked off YouTube, and the original members of the Proud Boys actually got thrown in prison because they got in a fight with Antifa, and they ended up getting charged. The Proud Boys got charged, and Antifa, they got away with it because our government is completely controlled by the leftist agenda. And anyone that stands up for liberty and the Second Amendment ends up going to prison. So yeah, if you ever heard of the Proud Boys and Gavin McInnes, he's not allowed to say anything on their behalf because he has a gag order on him, so he can't talk about the Proud Boys. And they said there's members all over the country, Proud Boys, and it's real popular all over the world. Proud Boys everywhere because they loved his group. They loved his idea. And he said it was nothing but a joke. It was just an initiation party for men. Kind of like Kind of like we call that hazing or whatever in colleges. It's the same thing. It's just a men's club, but the feminists decided to deem it a terrorist group, and all they do is they have little rallies or whatever, and for men, and it's harmless stuff. But the Antifa people saw that and decided to break it up and decided to fight with them, and then Gavin McInnes's group of Proud Boys got arrested and thrown in prison. So such horse crap. And I used to watch Gavin McInnes when he was on YouTube and stuff, and I remember when he started that group, and it caught on and got really popular. But now our government's deeming the Proud Boys as being a terrorist organization, and Antifa is not a terrorist organization, right? But they're the ones who always attack the Proud Boys whenever they have meetings or something. They'll go in there and break it up. Has anyone here ever heard of the Proud Boys? I think it's funny, and I think it's cool, but it's part of the Republican movement, and any guy that's a Republican is awesome because they got their heads screwed on straight, and they usually get stuff done. They know how to do things without the government helping them. They just do it on their own. They can build their own home. They can fix their own car, all kinds of things, and they don't bow down to feminists, and they don't apologize, and they don't put their hair in a bun, stuff like that. I've seen a guy wearing a dress and he had his hair in a bun. So I'm walking down the street. It's what's encouraged. Okay, they behave as though we have no soul. Okay, all in the brain, whoever. Yeah. So I used to watch Gavin McInnes, and he had a group that he formed called the Proud Boys, and it's just men being men. It's just a men's group. Well, thanks for watching, Paul Panzer. Yeah, I've never seen you before on here, so you're probably a new person that's clicked on it. But thanks for watching. Yeah, have a nice day. So, this was kind of a spontaneous video. I like doing these, and I don't get paid for this or anything. I don't get anything for it, and I don't think I'm gonna look into it, and I don't care. Like some people are like, you could get a, what's it called, PayPal or something. Like, I don't need any of that. I just enjoy making the videos, and maybe someday if I had enough followers, we could have a group or something, right? We could meet somewhere and talk crap and whatever, and not feel afraid to say things, not feel terrorized. Because I wasn't organized back when I supported Mitt Romney. I didn't realize what a rhino was. I didn't even know what a rhino was back then. I just saw he was Republican and he wanted to help with the coal and oil jobs and stuff like that. It got my attention because uh, you know, if you're Republican, you like capitalism. If you're a Democrat, you like unions. You like social welfare programs. You like Planned Parenthood. You like all that stuff. You like open borders, all that. I don't like any of that. Yeah, sometimes I do make good points, right? That's why my mom don't like me. That's why my family don't like me because I make good points. Because I see things and I call it out when I see it. Just people that are bad, I call them out. Even if other people like that person and I see that there's something wrong with them, I'll call it out. And people look at you like, well, why you say that? Well, because I see what they're about and I'll like it. That would be great. I'm put myself in a timeout. How can you put yourself in a timeout? Yeah, I'd be videotaping this somewhere else, but oh god, I work to videotape. I don't have a lot of places to videotape around here. Plus, I don't want my son to get on the video, even though he was in it for like 1 second in the corner. I had to turn the camera that way, and I don't want to turn it on in the other room because it'll wake up my boyfriend. He doesn't feel good. He's been sick for a while. He's still kind of sick. He doesn't feel good because he has a lot of gut problems, stomach problems, and whenever he gets a chance, he tries to rest because he's always sick. But thank goodness I'm not sick all the time, because if I was, I'd not be in a good position because I'm needed and wanted at my stupid job, which I don't even know if I even work tomorrow, because I don't know if they even want me to work. But they want me to work on Christmas. But some of you guys on here aren't celebrating Christmas, and not because you enjoy not celebrating Christmas. It's because you have a sad background that you don't like talking about, probably. And I understand, because things can ruin Christmas for you, where you don't. It's not as important as it used to be. Even when we disagree, we respect each other on agree on most things. Yeah, that's why I wasn't gonna talk about Israel, because I'm not getting involved, because it is kind of hateful to talk about people like that. Talk about a certain group of person, I guess, which I don't know because I don't live there. Know what the conflict is over there in the Middle East with the Israel and all that. I don't know. You see videos and you see the two conflicting sides. You show the Jews are saying the Palestinians are throwing rocks at them because they hate Jews, and then the Palestinians are saying Jewish Israeli soldiers are hitting them with guns and all that, and pistol whipping them and stuff because they're trying to get over onto the uh, Israel side to do business or to go to marketplaces. I don't know. I'm not over there, so I can't put an opinion on it. That'd be like somebody trying to say, why do you have a problem with your neighboring city with you, and then they're putting their 2 cents in or whatever, and they're not over there. It's just, I can't. They get guaranteed 10,000 or 10 million of credit, and most of us have never had that kind of credit. Oh yeah, working on Christmas sucks, but not too bad. I had to work when there was no power. We had no electricity. I had to go from room to room with a flashlight, and I had to put a flashlight on the counter of the bathroom and clean it. It was so dark. And then we had to leave the doors open to let light into the hallway because the hallway was very dark. Surprisingly, it was extremely dark. But I still did it. It was fine. We couldn't vacuum though. We just all we could do was sweep the floors on the carpet. And then they had the power on the next day, but it's kind of weird, but that's life, right? Tearing the US down piece by piece. If they only had us to lend to, they would go broke. We all are broke, so they need a new blood to lend to. I remember that. I thought it was a dangerous with so many homeless around. Oh yeah. Yeah, it was kind of funky with the power out and then the homeless. Yeah, we kept the baseball bat next to the door just in case anyone wanted to be funky. And my boyfriend, he would go out with the flashlight once in a while and do checks to make sure no one's screwing around. He would flash the flashlight around to make sure no one was screwing around the cars and stuff. So since he's been doing that a lot, we haven't noticed a lot of riffraff around the building. There used to be a lot of riffraff, a lot of homeless and stuff that used to hang around here, and then since he's been out there patrolling the area, they haven't been coming around as much. Yeah, it's crazy, huh? They haven't done the power outage thing in a while, which I'm happy about. Hopefully that'll be the end of it. But they did give us a credit on our bill because the power shut off because the governor told PG&E they had to give us a credit. So they gave me a credit so I didn't have to pay anything this month, which I'm like, okay, great. I'm flattered. Just don't shut my power off ever again. And then I'll be fine. I'll pay the bill. Just don't shut the power off. I just had backup generator installed. It should be more affordable to all people. Yeah, there's so many generators to choose from. It's confusing. You don't know which one's going to work for your situation. And the problem is that they're so loud. Uh, the ones that run on gasoline, they're so loud, and you don't want to piss off your neighbor by running a generator just so you could cook and whatever, turn on a light or take a shower or something. It's so annoying. Like if you lived out in the woods or something, I guess it'd be all right. Because even if you lived out in the woods, you could put solar panels up through the generator. The generator would just be a backup for the solar panels. But since we're so connected to the grid, we're stuck. And you can't homestead anymore, so you can't uh, find an alternative way to power up your house. Yeah, we got the credit, but next month it'll be back. We'll be paying again. But my bill isn't that much anyway because I don't run anything. I don't run any electricity barely. Did you hear that Trump said he's going to get rid of the fluorescent bulbs and he's going to do the what's it called? Incandescent or something bulbs, the old school. He said he's going to go back to those. So I like that idea. But we need to go back to a lot of things from the past. We need to revert back to some of the good stuff and get rid of some of the new stuff that's not good for us. Even if it's a little painful to let it go, that some of it's got to go. Yeah, so I almost bought a generator. I was going to put it on my credit card. I was going to charge it because I was so panicked about the power outage and I felt like I was going insane because I was panicking. Like everybody else was. They were panicking and their food was spoiled and they were trying to figure out a way to get electricity and uh luckily it wasn't cold outside, so it was okay, but it still sucked. But I almost bought one, but thank God they in a way I was later on I was grateful that they ran out of generators because I would have bought one. How stupid in the you know, you just feel stupid. What? Great. They took away the good bulbs. Now they're made in other countries and cost a fortune. And Trump was saying that the new ones don't last anyway. The fluorescent ones don't last. They say, oh, they'll last like 10 years or something. No, they don't. They burn out just quickly as the old school ones. Plus, they're toxic and they hurt your eyes. Have you noticed that the new ones they hurt your eyes if you look at them? They burn your eyeballs. It's not cool. Even backup batteries like Goal Zero are so unaffordable. Minimum $600 solar setup doesn't work that good either. Huh. Hmm. So solar's not even really a viable idea. Hmm. I don't know. I don't know if there's any answers. Just everything's so damn hard. Yeah, for your eyes, it was all a scam. Yeah. And they say the fluorescent bulbs are those really bright bulbs they have in the new cars, they're really bad for your eyes too. They burn your eyeballs. You notice that when you look at the bulb, you look at the oncoming cars and they have those new bulbs. Those brand new fluorescent bulbs are like fluorescent. I can't remember what they're called, but they burn your eyeballs. You notice that? It's like they have their brights on, but they don't. And I always keep my brights off. When I go past somebody and they're coming the other, there's a line coming, I always turn it off. I always turn the, I always turn the brights off. But and I try to look at the white line because I can't see because the lights are so bright from the new car, the new uh, headlights. They're so bright that you have to look the other way just so you don't burn your eyes. It hurts so bad, and your eyes are like stinging and stuff. And by the time you get home, your eyes are like kind of feel hot from staring at those lights. And they said that they're going to put them on the streets too. In the street lamps, they're going to put those same lights to light up the streets. Our eyeballs are going to fall out of our heads eventually, aren't they? Why can't we just stay the way it was? Just back in the 80s, just leave things alone and just, it was fine. We were fine. But they keep changing everything and making it more complicated. I don't get it. And then people are complaining about 5G, that 5G is going to expose us to this radiation that's really bad for our bodies. Isn't it? Have you heard that? And that we were better off when we had the leaded paint because the lead kept the radiation out. That's what people are talking about. Yeah, you know what's funny is my mom has cataracts. She has to get surgery for her eyes because she doesn't want to go blind. But the doctor told her it was the complications of having arthritis. She has rheumatoid arthritis, and they think it's from the rheumatoid that it's ruining her eyes. But I don't know if I believe that. That she's got really bad cataracts in her eyes, and she has a hard time seeing when she's driving. Eventually, she probably won't drive anymore because she won't be able to see what she's doing. See, my dad, he drives, but he doesn't drive very much either because he can't see very good either. Plus, he can't turn his head. So he said he has a hard time turning his head to look over his shoulder. Yeah, there's a lot of people saying 5G. Why do we need 5G? Yeah, so if my mom has cataracts, I probably are gonna follow the same pattern, right? Usually you get whatever your parents have, it passes on to you most of the time. You end up getting sick just around the same time your parents got sick, and then you end up just screwed up as they were. It's ironic, I guess. Yeah, so eventually they're gonna put the 5G in, right? Everywhere, and then everyone's gonna end up having to get 5G. They're gonna have to convert over because 4G won't work anymore on your phones. And people are saying that when you see a 5G tower that there's no trees around it, they cut all the trees down because the trees block out the radiation from 5G. $1,500 for a new 5G Samsung phone. So crazy. Why would you spend $1,500 on a phone? Wow. I just buy a cheap phone because if you just need it for phone calls and texting, then you don't need the expensive phone because you can just use your laptop or another device to access your internet, and those aren't very expensive. Because my son got a tablet and it was only like $60 for the tablet. It's not expensive, and he can access the internet. All he has to have is a signal. That's it. You don't need a real expensive phone. But I guess people believe they have to have this expensive phone. Yeah, it's true. People do live on their phone. Everybody. The minute I work as a maid, and when us maids are on our break, we always go right to our phone. Like immediately, the minute you sit your butt down, you're like playing with your phone. You all white people big mad. Oh wow, hello. Okay, someone here doesn't like Trump. Hi, how you doing? Sorry to hear that you don't like Trump. What is it you don't like about Trump? You all white people big mad. Okay, so I gather you're not white and you don't like white people. So you look for white people online and you make fun of them. Is that what you do? Well, I guess if you're not going to reply, see you later. Yeah, some guy named Bala Playa says y'all white people big mad. F Trump. Okay. How do you not see it? His comment is like right above yours. AV okay. His comment is right above your comment. It's right above it. I don't know why you can't see it. It's like, okay. Why did you come on here? It's called a troll, right? Okay. Well, anyways, I wasn't talking about Trump, but I guess the title says Trump, so it invited someone on here that doesn't like Trump. But whoever this person is, the ball guy, uh, he obviously likes Trump enough to talk about him and go on to sites that talk about Trump. Because if I see a pro Hillary or a pro Bernie or something, I don't go click on it because I don't care. I don't care what anyone's. I don't care about pro people that like Democrats. I don't go on Democrat websites. I don't look at Democrat anything. The only time I ever hear about Democrats is when they have a soundbite of a Democrat talking crap. Then he has me blocked because I have a wrench. Oh, how weird. Why'd he block you? He doesn't even know who you are. Why would he block you? So it's probably a troll. It's a Democrat troll. One of those George Soros paid trolls. Someone that would probably beat up an old woman because she looks like she was a Trump supporter. Did you see it? Anyone else see it? You look mad, racist as fuck, to be honest. Hey, sorry, I know your codes here. How does someone look mad racist? How is that possible? How do I look racist to you? I have Indian in me. I have American Indian. So how am I racist? And the Democrats support the Indians because they say the Indians' land was taken. Probably an AI program. Yeah, I'm Indian, by the way. I have Cherokee Indian and Alaskan Indian. These are the two. I'm part of the tribe that they say the land was stolen from. So what do you have to say about that? I thought so. And there's plenty of people that aren't 100% European that support Trump, by the way. Yeah, he just showed up again. The Balya playa commenting again, and he's probably a bot. He's probably a Democrat bot. These are people that come in. You see, that's why my channel's being censored because of people like that. Because they're actually watching and they're reducing my number and they're reducing other people's numbers so that we don't think that anyone cares about our channel. It's such hogwash. See, the devil is trying to take over this country, and we're not going to let it. And as long as I have a way to post videos and have a way to survive in this stinking state, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to make money and I'm going to pay my bills and I'm going to do what I need to do. And eventually, when I get enough money, I'm going to take my wagon train and I'm going to move to a red state unless California turns red. And if it turns red, I'll stay here. If it keeps staying blue, I'm going to get the hell out of here. You want him to stay. Well, he hasn't posted in a few minutes, so you ain't no Indian. Shake my head. Excuse me? I have Cherokee and I have Alaskan Indian. Try to prove that I'm not Indian. What do I look like to you? What do I look like to you? He's trying to say I don't look Indian. I didn't say I look Indian. I said I have Indian in me. I have Alaskan Indian and I have Cherokee. And there's a couple of other people on my channel that have Indian in their blood too, probably more than I do. And they support Trump. So stick it up your booty. And there's other American Indians that support Trump. Okay? If you do your research, there's other Indians that support Donald Trump. And they were called code talkers. Look it up. And they support Donald Trump. And they have no beef with American history. It is what it is. And you know what? In the end, it came out pretty good because the Indians have reservations and they have casinos. They have Indian people really have nothing to complain about. They have a pretty good life. It actually came out okay. I'm not 1% Indian. Please. My grandmother was entitled to land in Alaska. I'm not 1%. So screw you. There's people in my chat that have more Indian than I do, and they support Trump. And there are people that are non-white that support Trump. Believe it or not. You're just mad because Trump isn't impeached because it's not going to pass in the Senate. And you're just mad that there's white people in the Senate that aren't going to impeach Trump. And they have every right to be in government positions because they earned it. Unlike other people who cheated to get in. And Trump earned his way to get in too. Because he did the work. He did the footwork. He did all the rallies. And you know what? Hillary sat behind like the tortoise and the hare and she slept throughout the whole thing. And Trump did all the rallies. That's what happened. And he spent the least amount of money. Hillary spent a ton of money. Trump spent the least amount of money of all the candidates. So if you're going to go bye-bye, see you later, Mr. Balya Playa. Bye. I can see you dropped off. I can see you're not here anymore. Because you know what? I stumped you. That's why. And when people are stumped, they get the hell out. Because you know I'm telling the truth. Don't tell me I'm not Indian. I have Indian in my blood. Excuse me? Why does this guy keep coming back on here? There's just these trolls. They're so mad that Trump isn't being removed. They know when it goes into the Senate after Christmas that they're not going to vote to impeach the president. And if we get the House by God's will, then we're going to throw out the articles of impeachment. It'll be like it almost didn't happen. And then Trump is going to pardon people and they're going to be taken out of jail. That's what's going to happen. God will persevere. That's what'll happen. And quit flipping me off. It's retarded. Oh, funny. Where are these people coming from? It's the day after Trump was impeached, right, by the House. So all these people are coming in and going into these pro-Trump sites and they're trolling because they know they got nothing. They know they got no leg to stand on. They know Trump isn't guilty of any crimes. Toss him out. You talking about ball player? Ball player? Okay. And you try to say that I look racist? What are you celebrating? Impeachment didn't change anything. He's still president. I'm not celebrating Trump being impeached. Trump is going to be president for the next 4 years till 2024, right? And if he's not, there's going to be civil war. I've made a video about it. And these Democrats are trying to financially push out taxpayers and push them wherever the hell they want to push them. But they want to bring the third world in here. Yeah, he will easily win in 2020. Exactly. And the Democrats have made it easy for him because they keep whining and crying about him and they don't learn from their mistakes and make changes. That's the problem. And then they're all about race. All they do is talk about race. And a lot of people that support Trump aren't even 100% European. And they have other races inside of them from their past. And they support Trump because they support pro-America. It's not about identity politics. It's about culture. We want to protect our culture. That's all it is. We don't want our culture to change. We don't want people coming in here stabbing people with knives. We don't want people blowing themselves up because they hate this country and they hate American traditions. We can't even barely celebrate the 4th of July because they consider it racist. You know what I mean? Oh, you talk about AI? Look what happened to Barb Arenado channel. Look what happened to her channel yesterday. She got hella trolls on her channel. They started attacking her because she was preaching the word of the Bible and they started coming in like snakes, start slithering in and start screwing with her. Trump is your president today. He will be your president tomorrow and he will be your president 2021. Right. Because he's going to be. And the more the Democrats talk about it and the more they gripe about him, the more people are going to support him because they know he didn't do anything. And he's not supported by France or Germany. And Trump was sad because he said his family comes from Germany and they they totally shunned him. Just pieces of shit. I hate Democrats. Sorry. Even though my parents are Democrats and they voted for Hillary. And after Hillary lost and Trump won, I talked to my parents and they realized that Trump isn't doing half a bad job. And I think some people that voted for Hillary are starting to realize that too. Some of them are going, yeah, he's not doing half bad. He's doing pretty good considering he's making some good changes. Just other changes aren't being made because the Democrats won't let him pass bills in the House. They're just sitting there on the table. They won't vote on them on the bills. And things aren't getting done. But see, the Democrats right now are twitching, and all the people that vote Democrat are twitching because they're mad because they're like, we want to get rid of the electoral college so that we can have the popular vote so that the coastal cities can make all the decisions for us. I don't want the coastal cities being the deciding vote of whether or not we have a president that's Democrat or Republican. I don't want them deciding. I want it to be the electoral. The popular is the popular because the popular is mixed in with people that are here illegally. The electoral is the damn taxpayers, which are the rural areas, not the urban areas. I can show her facts to one blue in the face. Trump is okay. Yeah, so I almost expected that when I put the title. I mean, I might as well put Bernie Sanders. Actually, if I would have put Bernie Sanders, it'd be a lot worse because I've made Bernie Sanders videos before and it made a lot of people upset. and a lot of people came on, not a live stream, but it was a regular video, and people were just, ooh, they were Brit huming, shaking their jowls. They were so mad about what I wrote, about what I said. They were mad. And it's like, because it's true. And he didn't win last time when he ran against uh, Trump or Hillary. He was going up against Hillary and all. He got pushed out, and Hillary took his delegates away from him. And the people that supported Bernie were mad about that Hillary took his delegates because she threatened him physically. You saw the night that she got the nomination. Did everybody see that cut that was on Bernie Sanders' face? He had a slice on his cheek, a small slice, and I think it's because some some hitman threatened Bernie and his family and put a knife up to his face and threatened to cut him. The same people that killed Seth Rich. That's what happened. Her people threatened Bernie Sanders because she was threatened by Bernie Sanders' popularity. And you know what? Bernie Sanders, if Hillary hadn't done what she did, Bernie Sanders might have got the nomination. And he probably earned it, the nomination, because he had enough support. But he wouldn't have won the Electoral College. Trump would have still won because this state is pretty much red electorally. Popular? No, not so much. But electorally, red. Look at the electoral map. Even the left-leaning channels put up the electoral map and show that it's still pretty damn red, the Electoral College. If it was going to be conducted again, the presidential election, it's red. Electorally, this country is red because we were founded on Christian values. Well, I'm sorry, your mom is still a Democrat. Is your mom older? She's like in her 50s, 60s. She's probably like an old school Democrat. If your mom's a Democrat, she's probably like the old school, uh, for fairness and all that kind of thing. Probably like that. Not like the new Democrats where it's just give me free stuff. Give me free stuff now. That's She's probably an old school Democrat, so you can't be mad at her. She probably believes in the old school, like the Kennedy Democrat, not the new school Democrat where it's just welfare and open borders. I doubt she's like that kind of Democrat. But you can't change her ways. You can't make her change her mind. She believes in the old ways and believes it's still the same. There's a lot of old school Democrats like that will still vote Democrat because they don't do the research and they just vote Democrat. They think it's the same Democrat Party of Kennedy. They don't realize it's changed, that the ideals have changed. They're becoming more radical. Their ideas are becoming more anti-American, more abortion-like. I know people who have conservative values but still believe the news. They actually think it's real. Exactly. I know people like that too that are conservative, but they still watch mainstream media and they think that's what's really going on. And they believe in global warming and all that. They like believe in some of the science that's being brought out there. Because if you believe in global warming, then you don't believe in God. Sorry to say. The earth is not heating up. And we have a firmament and we've never been I believe that we can't go out of the firmament because if you believe in God, then you believe there's a firmament and there's a barrier and we can't break through it. We can look at it with a telescope, but we can't go out of it. But I can't prove that. I can't because I don't have a spaceship. I can't prove it, but I believe in God, so I believe in the firmament and the barrier. And they're actually communists far from just liberal. Yeah, they are. Even though they say, "Oh, we're just socialists. We're not communists. And we're like China. We're just socialists." That's what Bernie says. I'm just a Democrat socialist. I'm not communist. I don't believe in communism. Yeah, but socialism, communism go hand in hand. That's what happens. Because look at it. I mean, the gays, they want a cake made for them for their wedding, and the baker says they can't bake the cake because it's against their religion, and then the baker gets sued, and then the baker loses everything, and they lose their business. That's where we're at. And we're getting more and more of these thought police where you can't say anything. The I'm not going to say the other thing because I'll get in trouble. but everyone knows what I'm talking about, the censorship and all that, just, words that you can't say and stuff like that, so you don't say it. You're, like, real careful about what you say, you don't say anything. You know what I mean? Because you don't wanna lose your YouTube account or lose your Facebook account or lose all these other accounts that you might have that you care about, that you connect with people with, so you have to be real careful about what you write. Because I know they're watching us. I mean, look at our cameras on our phones and our on our, laptops and all that. They said they can watch us even when you shut it off, they can still see you through the, camera, and they have these covers that you can put over the camera so people can't see you. There's, like, this little plastic clip you can put over. I've seen it online, you can buy a little plastic little cover for your webcam or for the camera on your little phone, so it's still not so that way it's not watching you when you're not using it. So it's bad. I mean, and you can buy those for cheap. So the Chinese know about it. That's why they sell it, because they know that they're spying on us too. And they spy on our designs. They steal our designs. That's why the Democrats like the damn Chinese, because they hack into systems and they steal our designs and then they bankrupt our people and kill off all of our jobs. And they sell it for cheaper and then our jobs all get sold out overseas. That's why Trump's trying to bring the jobs back and why he's not rubbing elbows with China. Let's see. Ray Charles. Global warming is false. It's really about communism to save the planet. Yep. Is Trump really gone? Crazy how they actually impeached him. Trump isn't gone. They don't have the votes in the Senate. The Senate has to vote to impeach the president. And then they said they're not going to vote to impeach the president. He's not gone. Industrializes farm, removing the small farmers, centralizing of the cities is out of communist Stalin's playbook. It also causes a famine. Yeah, Midwest, right? With the flooding, killed off all the crops over there. They had to pick the crops early, and they only had like a third of the crop yield, I guess they said. And they said people haven't felt it yet, but the price of food's going to go up soon because of the famine. And then all this mad pig diseases that are going around. They said in China, their pork over there is infected, and then contamination. It's got I don't know what's in it, but it's like mad pig disease or something, and people got sick from it. I got one of those. It's called duct tape. Oh yeah, you put the duct tape over the cam, huh? So they're not watching you. Wikipedia says he's been impeached. Of course they said that. Well, he's only impeached in the House, not the Senate. The Senate ain't gonna impeach him. I know, Bulldog, globalism. Incorrect. The Senate votes to remove. He technically is impeached. He's not. Yeah, he's only impeached in the House. That's why stupid Nancy isn't giving the Senate the articles of impeachment to look over to decide whether or not they're going to vote yes or no on it, because she knows that Trump is going to sue her for defamation of character. So she wants to delay it because she knows it's hogwash, and she knows that it'll get Attorney Barr and all them started investigating them, because Trump is going to get freaking angry. Wiki also calls him tyrannical. Who the hell is Wikipedia? If okay, you want to look under tyrannical, why don't you look under Obama? I hope nothing violent happens. Anyone can edit Wiki. Yeah, of course they can. Our FDA ruled that they can sell us pig flu meat recently, and it's safe to eat. What? They can sell pig meat that's got swine flu in it? Ugh. Now I'm not buying any pork. Violence is what some people want. It's all about destroying our nation. Yeah, they do want violence. Well, I think we have the rise of the black uh, nationalists, and they're saying they're going to stab people they don't like, stab people that they think are Trump supporters. Yeah, and it makes me sick that Trump always says Hispanic unemployment, black unemployment, blah 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 unemployment. but he never says anything about white unemployment. Anyone else notice that? And I'm not trying to trash on Trump, but I think he's trying to be careful because he doesn't want to emphasize white because he'll be called Nazi, a white supremacist, because he actually gave white people any credit. I've been with you since the power outage. Keep up the good work. Got to run to the store. All right, thanks, Vinny C. Of course, don't they want even one to be vegan? Frickin', who cares about vegan? I never eat pork. They impeached. Yeah, I like pork to a certain extent. They impeached Clinton as well, but he never left. Yeah, because they did it when he was before he was going to finish out his term. He just finished out his term and then he left. I think it was during his second term. They got him on that, and then he was able to finish out his term. And then the Clintons have been resentful ever since then. I'm in college and I'm seeing a lot of black people celebrating. What are they celebrating? That they think Trump is impeached? Are they that stupid? It has to pass through the Senate. He's not going to be removed. He's not going to be removed. Because Mitch already said it. It's dead in the Senate. It's gonna get a no. And then if we win the House, the articles of impeachment can be thrown out. And then Trump is gonna what's the word for it? I can't even think of what it's called. But he's gonna do a lot of stuff. He is impeached. Laugh out loud. Huh? Who the hell are you, SC? Do you think he can still win re-election? I pray he does. Of course he's gonna win. When he you know what? They were gonna take his name off the ballot in California, but uh the courts got overruled and they said it was unconstitutional to take Trump's name off the ballot. Because they said, oh, the governor here said that he won't take Trump's name off the ballot unless he revealed his tax records. And they said that was unconstitutional. He doesn't have to do that. So now his name's going to be on the ballot. So people that live in California that support Trump can still vote for Trump. And even if they did take his name off the ballot, people are just going to write it in on the bottom. And the Democrats are going to hope it's magic eraser pen so they can erase it, right? When they open the ballots, they could just erase it off. Nope, sorry. And I'm not going to use a voting machine because if I use a voting machine, they're just going to change my vote to Democrat. So I'd rather use paper ballot. Why are people thinking Trump's actually literally impeached? Like he's actually kicked out of office. He's not kicked out of office. He's still there. And he's still gonna use executive order. Who is the stupid one? Yes, he's probably never going to be removed. For some, it's a principle thing. I'm just stating facts. Congressman on Fox News just said he is not impeached until it's sent to the Senate. Yeah, Mitch just said it's dead in the Senate, that they're not going to vote on that. They're going to vote no. That's why Nancy isn't in a big hurry to give them the articles of impeachment because she already knows that they're not going to vote on it. They're going to vote no. So she's just angry and she doesn't want to get sued for defamation of character and all that crap, which she rightfully deserves. She deserves to be sued for defamation of character. And she doesn't want her son being investigated because she's got dealings with Ukraine to her son with illegal money laundering over there. And who knows, maybe the Ukrainian president over there has information about her son. Good, I hope he does. I hope he does expose her since she wants to make up lies and say the Ukrainian president's lying about the quid pro quo. He never did anything. Trump never did anything wrong. So I hope the Ukrainian president exposes information about Nancy Pelosi's son in Ukrainian illegal money laundering over there. Tuna Pelosi, her husband's the CEO of a tuna company, which got mercury in it. The right has more votes as the left won't vote for clown world policies. Many will vote right. Congressman on Fox News. Okay. Yeah. The Democrats know that we have the majority in the Senate and it has to go through the Senate in order for Trump to be impeached. And Trump hasn't committed a crime. It's all hearsay. Whisper down the lane, and it's not going anywhere. That's why Lisa Milano and all them threw a big fit and said, everybody's just sitting around listening to Trump, what he's saying. Every time he says anything, everybody all listens to him. All these millions of people all tuned in Trump. And they don't listen to any of us leftists. They don't listen to us. We don't even get a voice. So what? You had a voice when you were on Who's the Boss, and now you're nothing. Now you're just a washed up actress who used to be on a witchcraft show when you were like in your 20s. And now your eggs are all dried out and you can't have any babies. That's why you were talking about your menopause, pre-menopause, and that you were going to keep fighting against Trump even though you're going through menopause. Ha ha. I'm the same age as you, Samantha from Who's the Boss. And your eggs are all dried out and you're just going to die an old maid. You're just going to turn into like Whoopi Goldberg with dog poop on the top of your head and talk crap about Trump and then tell everybody to shut up. Anyone that supports Trump can shut up. No wonder you're alone, Whoopi. No wonder you're alone because you're an evil, old, dried out hag. You know what? I used to like your movies back when you weren't a bitter bitch, but now I don't like you anymore. And I hope you're watching this, but you're not because you're too busy playing with yourself or something, right? You know what I mean? Because no one else will play with you, Whoopi. Maybe you get Joy Bear to sit with you. Maybe she can talk to you while you're sitting on the toilet taking a dump and tweeting out that you hate Donald Trump. Oh, that was gross. Sorry about that. It was pretty gross. My college has an anti-Trump class. Can you believe that? What? They actually have a class about anti-Trump? Jesus. They really expected the left to win if they had most of the crap they're howling for would be passed into law. They've been socially conditioning college students. Yeah, they have. That's why my son's a Bernie supporter. He doesn't realize that there's nothing free in this world. It has to be earned. And there's always a cost with free stuff. There's always conditions involved with free things. You don't just get something for nothing. It doesn't work like that. Life doesn't work that way. Well, that's too bad that they're teaching that stuff. Just ignore it. Just ignore these anti-Trump people. They're nuts. You have to know that they're promoting the devil. They're promoting killing born babies and slicing open their neck when they're born and killing the baby, breaking the baby's neck. That's what these Democrats support, killing unborn children. Disgusting people. Just makes you want to throw up. How could you kill a baby and think it's okay to do that? These are the same people that think that animals have more rights than little babies. That they cry and whine when a bald eagle is going extinct, but they don't care that a baby is being murdered when it's coming out of a woman's body. When that baby, just like that stupid Hunter Biden, who just made a baby and he doesn't want it. It's just sad. The thing is, my college has a good reputation and a lot of connections. Well, I'm not saying you can't go to college. Just if I was you, I wouldn't listen to these anti-Trump people. They're stupid. And I think if you're Republican minded, you'll probably be a lot happier and more rounded. And you'll find yourself a good person that thinks just like you and you'll have a good life. And you teach your kids the same values all around, you'll be a lot happier. You won't be dependent on anyone, you just depend on yourself. That's the way it should be. Depend on yourself. Don't depend on the government to pay for your bills because they're just going to turn you into a slave. And if you don't do what they say, they'll end up putting you in jail. So that's what they do in China. they're not allowed to speak out against their government, and if they do, they get locked up in jail. So they don't have freedom of press. They don't have freedom of speech in their country. That's what they want to do in our country. That's why we're losing all of our people are losing their YouTube channels. That's why people are getting kicked off stuff. Everything. Good luck with that. Maybe over time you can make changes and make a good difference. Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to be a Democrat. You don't have to be a communist. You don't have to be a socialist. Just do what you need to do to get your certifications and get the hell out of there. That's what I do. Just do what you need to do and just get what you need and get out of there. You can't do anything about it. You're outnumbered. Just play the game, get what you need, and get the hell out of there. Get your certificate or whatever you're trying to get, your doctorate or something, and then just get the hell out of there. Just do whatever they tell you, and then just get the hell out of there. Because you don't want to get hurt. You don't want to get some crazy person try to start a fight with you or something. It's not worth it. There's too many crazy people. Well, thanks. Yeah, when I was in high school, nobody ever listened to me because everybody back then was all fake. Like I had, like I had boys that liked me, but I saw that they were with a lot of other girls before, and I said, I don't like you in that way because I know you don't like me in a genuine way. It's just another notch on your belt. So I just rejected him, and I could have had a few boyfriends, but I just didn't think it was the right thing to do. And it kind of perplexed them. They couldn't figure it out. It's like because I would rather be with someone that likes me for me than just something to do. They scream about children being separated from their parents. American children are separated from their parents every day, and unborn babies are murdered every day. You're right. You're right. I'm separated from my children. I'm separated from my son because his dad took him away from me. So, yeah, I have pain too. But that wasn't my choice. But people being separated from their parents at the border, kids being separated from their parents, that was the parents' choice. Bringing them over to a foreign country and expecting everything to be hunky dory, uh, that's not right thinking. Why would you bring your children and yourself to an unknown and not have a dime to your name and just be on foot and expect that government to take care of you? Normally, you should just be thrown out. And it's retarded because they go through they go through the burning desert and there's cartels and all kinds of crazy shit out there, and they end up getting killed, raped, or murdered or whatever. Their kids getting killed, murdered, sold into slavery. I don't get it. I don't get it. Why would you put yourself out there, especially little kids? Insane. But it's their decision to make. If they want to be insane, they can be insane. You know what I mean? Most of the children are older teens that cannot be put in with women and younger children. Yep. Well, thanks for subbing to my channel. Hopefully, I can meet your expectations. It's hard to come up with ideas, when you don't have a lot to work with, because I'm not techie like some people, that know how to do stuff. What I'm talking about. People that know how to do graphics and stuff. You know, put up links and stuff like that to make it more interesting for the viewer. Have guests or whatever. I don't have any guests. The only guest I have is me. Well, thank you for watching, Slicey Slicer. I'll try to remember you for next time. If you come on, I'll remember to bring up your name. But thank you for watching, and enjoy the rest of your night. Hopefully, it's not too crazy. When a crime is committed, children don't go to jail with their parents. It happens every day. Yeah, exactly. When you go to jail, you're not with your kids. And if you go to big jail, like prison, you can only see your kids through plate glass. You don't get to have your children in there with you. You're being punished. And if they get separated from their kids get separated from the parents, I don't know. You shouldn't come to a foreign country and expect the red carpet. That's not fair. We don't have any money. Our country's broke. We don't have money to take in all these people. We don't. It's nothing personal against them. It's just we don't have the money. Our country is bankrupt. We have so many homeless people right now that need homes. They need jobs, they need homes, they need help. Why don't we worry about them first? And it's not because we don't care about other people. We just can't afford to care about them. And the Democrats don't understand that. But maybe they do understand it. It's just they want the votes. And they don't care about people crossing over in the burning desert in the summertime and dying of exposure or dying in the back of trucks because it's too hot in there because they want free stuff. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. Does it make sense to you? Why would you go to a foreign country and bring your kids there and expect everything to be great and expect them to pay all your bills? Insane. I don't understand it. And they say, oh, it's racist to say that. It's racist to say that they shouldn't come over here and try to get free stuff. It's not racist. It's called logic. Our country's broke. We can't afford any more people. Hands down. That's why I say close the damn border. Close the border, fix the immigration system, put the wall up, put armed guards up there at the border because the cartels are going to try to pour in. They're going to try to push through. Anyway, with all of these regulations, we need to be on the double lookout. Put attack dogs or whatever, the same dog that killed that terrorist over in the Middle East. Baghdadi or whatever, Baghdadi. Get some Baghdadi dog chewers and get them to chew up the bad people, the cartels, and they won't try to come in. Once they get their leg chewed up, they ain't coming back. Like they used to do with pirates. They would hang the pirates in the trees, and the rogue pirates would see that, and they try to come into the cities, and they wouldn't come in because they'd see the dead bodies. You know what I mean? I know it sounds fictional, but that's the way it went. I got to move my computer because it's going to run out of battery. I did this last time. I about killed my battery. I'm doing a live stream. I'm just going to turn it over here. I'm not going to be put you in it. Anyways, I got to plug my computer in because it's like turned all gray. I think the battery slow, so the color changes on it. Yeah, my boyfriend. He was like I guess he doesn't want to get involved in the conversation. Yeah, dog chewer. I was talking about those. Let me turn it right here because he doesn't want to be in it. The dog chewers. So, yeah, remember the dog that chewed up that Al Baghdadi guy, and he visited the White House. We need to have that dog, those kind of dogs on our border to chew up the, the cartels. Tons of them. And I'm sure there's dogs that can be trained to do that. Just train a ton of them and just put them on our border with our agents and put our National Guard there. You know, in the process of putting the wall up, but we always need to have surveillance on our border because we're always going to be under threat from these cartels because they hate us. Because Trump is putting an into this drugs pouring into our country and ICE and all that. He's trying to put a stop to these people. Yeah, they're buying the drama show, like standing outside fence in expensive clothes, crying about the children on the other side. But it's really an empty parking lot. Yeah, yeah. AOC did that. I remember that. She was she was like she was shaking the border fencing, and there was nobody on the other side, but she was acting like there was a bunch of people there. There was like nobody there. Dogs, yeah, yeah. I was saying about the dogs. There should be dogs on our borders chewing those people up. They don't want to come in legally because it's too much trouble for them. Because they wouldn't pass the background checks, all that probably because they probably have a record over in their country, probably of crimes. So they just sneak over here and then they keep doing the same garbage and they do the trafficking, the human trafficking of little kids because they know there's a market for it in our country. And then, of course, the drug smuggling and all that, right? They're still smuggling all that crap in here. Yeah, banks encourage illegal immigration. The UN pays and coaches illegals on what to say to stay here until their hearing, and then they don't show up, and sanctuary cities protect them. Yeah, I live in a I live in a sanctuary state, so it sucks because we see a lot of Hispanic people here in our in the city, little city I live in. There's quite a few Hispanic people, and I'm not saying if they're illegal or not, but there's quite a few of them. We see them in Walmart, all over the place, and I don't know their status, but I could tell they're on welfare because they got full carts full of food, and you see regular citizens that don't have full carts of food, so you can tell that they're on benefits. They're not here because they can pull their own weight. They're here because they're trying to get on the government dole, and then they take all the damn labor jobs, and then people like us can't get any jobs because all the labor jobs are taken because they're willing to take crap wages. And you got to blame the Republicans on some level for that because they like the cheap labor. So they're just, in that respect, they're kind of guilty. They're just as guilty as the Democrats, and that needs to stop too. They need to stop doing that. If Republicans want to remain or keep their integrity, they got to stop hiring cheap labor because they are the capitalists. But there's got to be there's got to be a healthy balance. It's not working. So I'm sure you guys have probably seen people that don't look like they belong here in your communities that are probably on welfare and they're not don't look like they're pulling their own weight and they drive nicer cars than you for some reason. Because you know why? Because they crowd in like 20 people in one like a two-bedroom apartment and they all split the rent so they can afford a nice new car. Yeah, I'm not talking about race. I'm talking about people that are here illegally. And the lion's share of them all come from the southern border. I think most of the crap is coming from the southern border. Yeah, I work with people that are Mexican and they don't speak any English, and I wonder why they don't speak no English. Why after all this time they don't speak English? It's because they don't want to, and it's not because I don't like them. It's just that it's not fair to people that speak English for them to not speak English because it puts a wall there where you can't communicate with them. I have from a few different countries. Yeah, yeah. Back in the 90s when I worked in a pizza joint, there was this guy that came from China, and he came over here on a boat, and he didn't even have a social security number or nothing, and he was just looking for a job, and they hired him at the pizza joint I worked at, but they couldn't pay him because he didn't have a social security card or a social security number, so they had to keep his wages. And he said he was just here to get a job at a computer company, and he had no documentation, and he didn't care. He's just here to exploit the country and get a computer job. And they didn't care if he had any documentation. And I think that's when a lot of this crap started. I think that's when this crap started. How are you sure they don't speak it? They don't speak English because when I talk to them, they don't know what I'm saying. The maids that I work with, they don't speak English. And I don't know how long they've been here. I don't get into their business, but I think it's strange that they don't speak English. And this is an English speaking community. It just means that they're not assimilating to our culture here if they don't speak English. And there's people that have been here 20 plus years and they still don't speak English. I find that ridiculous. So I can't communicate with them. I can't talk to them because they don't speak English. You know what I mean? And that's not a racist thing to say that they don't speak English. They should speak English. So can you hear better? I had to turn the computer because my boyfriend don't want to be in the video. He doesn't want to be in the background. Act like they don't understand, but they do. Yeah, it's hard to communicate because if I try to talk to him about something, like about the hotel, something that's going on or something, information, they can't understand what I'm saying to them, and then I can't understand what they're saying. The only ones they can communicate with are people that are staying there as guests that speak Spanish. But I don't even know what they're saying. Yeah, I think because my speaker is here on the right side of the computer. So when I turned it, it kind of screwed up the microphone part of it. Immigration is not racist. I've met many white immigrants. Yeah, I know that. Like I said, the guy that worked at the pizza place I worked at, he was Chinese and he had no documentation. And he said he came over in a boat and he was trying to get it. He already had a job set up for him at a computer company. So yeah, it's not just a race thing, but there's other people that are doing that too that are coming over here and they have no documentation and then they get a job in a factory or something. Yeah, it was weird. Did you see that one guy, like, what was his name? Baller or something? He was saying I was racist. And all of a sudden he just went away. Because, you know why he went away? Because he knew I was right. That's why he went away. That's why he left. Because they're upset. And this immigration thing, it's not about race. It's about protecting our border. That's all it is. And I don't see what's wrong with that. Because there's people that are coming into our country and they're murdering people. And then our court systems are so corrupted that they let them get away with it. Oh, yeah. See. Oh, I see what happened. You got rid of him, huh? That ball or whatever, baller, because he was being retarded, just being rude. He had nothing constructive to say. Because I asked him, I said, why do you not like the president? And he couldn't uh say why he hated the president. He just says he hates the president. That's not a conversation. That's just him making a statement. And he doesn't have a reason why he hates the president. He just doesn't like the fact that Trump wants to have people work. That's all it is. And I told him, I said, there's people that are not 100% European that support Donald Trump. There's people that are half and half mixed people that like Trump. So it's not fair to put us all in a box and say it's all just white people and white people are racist. He's just an ignorant fool. And he just came in here because he's mad because the president's not impeached. The president isn't kicked out of office. That's why he came in, because they're mad. Because they were counting on Nancy Pelosi to grant the wishes for them. That's all. That's why he came in. That's why he came in and made his rude comment and put us all into a category. That's not fair because some of us have Indian in us, American Indian, and the left, they like to talk about how the Indians had their land stolen or something from the settlers. I don't care about that because in the end it came out okay, and the Indians are fairly happy, and the Indians aren't even the ones complaining. They don't have nothing to complain about. What's to complain about? They're fine, and they have their reservation and they have their land. So what's to complain about? And the only ones whining and complaining are the leftists. But oh, the American Indians, they got screwed over. Well, let's hear the Indians say that because I haven't heard any Indians say anything. So it's just stupid. The guy was an idiot. And I'm glad you blocked him. And he's probably mad. He's probably like, yeah, stupid Trump supporters. They just don't want to hear what I have to say. Well, you know what? You had nothing to say because all you said was racist. Was That's the only thing he said was, I look like a racist, and you don't look Indian to me. You look like a racist. That's all he said. It was retarded. It's like, that's not a conversation. Not a conversation. Block. Bye bye. Sorry. That's not a discussion. That's why the leftists are stupid. They have no argument. They just call you a racist and then throw rocks at you and try to assault you and break your windows out of your car. That's why we don't like them. Yeah, I bet that dude, that baller guy, I bet he doesn't even have any content. If you looked up his page, he probably has no content at all. It's probably nothing. That's what happened to the other lady's account. The trolls that were trolling her, they had no content, nothing. So these are all like fake accounts. Yeah, I bet he didn't. The guy has no substance. He has no leg to stand on. I just don't like Donald Trump. I just don't like Donald Trump. What's your argument? I don't like Trump. Why? Because he's going to make you get a job and not use your race as an excuse to not work. You still need to work and get a job. Get off your booty. That's what he's saying. Get off your booty and pull your own weight. Don't depend on the government to pay your way. Get off your butt. That's why I'm creating all these jobs so people get back to work and stop fooling around. You know what I mean? That's all it is. And they hate him for it. And they hate the fact that his dad gave him $1 million loan and he had to turn and double his money. Otherwise, he had to pay his dad back all the money plus interest. And they hate him for that. And you know what? He actually turned it into something good and he actually built stuff with the money he had. Look at these celebrities. Look at Axl Rose's drummer. He went bankrupt and now he's selling drugs to make ends meet. He didn't invest his money right. He's an idiot, and he probably made a lot of money being in that band. And he spent all of his money, probably spent it all on drugs, and then he ends up selling drugs to make money. He's a fool. And look at Axl Rose. He hates Trump. He's a failure, and he has no talent anymore. He sucks. I used to like him, but now I don't like him. I don't like Madonna either. And I used to like her music, but now that I've heard what she said about blowing up the White House, now I don't want to even hear her music. And I used to really like her music, but she's just bitter and she's like Alyssa Milano. She's just sad human being. And there's a special place in hell for those two witches. And there's actually more than two witches that hate Trump. Oh, the tiny homes. I want to build a log cabin. That's what I want to do. And you know what they said the saying is? If you weren't being effective, the trolls wouldn't come in, right? They just don't like the fact that Donald Trump didn't do anything wrong. And everybody knows it. Everybody knows he didn't do anything wrong. They just don't like the fact that he won fair and square. And Nancy Pelosi and all them are going to cry a river because the Senate's going to throw it out. Brownstone from Axel and Guns sucks and is evil. Did Axl Rose make a new album? Even my boyfriend said his voice is terrible now. It's not good anymore. He doesn't have a very good voice. He just has to accept it that he's burned out. Axl Rose, he's just burned out. He's older now. He just needs to act his age. Maybe not even do any more concerts anymore and just be honest with himself and just say, my voice is gone. But he won't because he hates Donald Trump. It's fine for those who want them, but it's also to make people to want less. Did he ever act his age? No, no, he never did. I understand when he was younger, he could act foolish and all that, but when he got older, he should have grown up a little bit and realized that he's old enough to be somebody's grandfather now and to stop putting braids and stuff in his hair and acting stupid, being a hateful leftist. It's so sad because some of his music was very patriotic and then he turns out to be a leftist. You know what I mean? It's just sick. If you listen to his the verses in his songs, they're very patriotic. but he turned out to be nothing but a fool. And some of the best singers have turned out to be the biggest fools. So I'll never watch anything with Axl Rose in it now, or Madonna. Yeah, they don't care. It's almost like they're under a spell of the devil. Don't you think? And YouTube is part of that. Even though I don't want to say YouTube because they're probably listening and they're gonna probably knock off like 10 of my supporters probably by tomorrow. I better not say that because they probably will. But people that are watching my live stream or were watching it will know they've been bumped off and you'll probably try to find it again. But those who haven't been watching probably won't look for it and probably forget all about it. I see people here in the mountains show up all the time from the California evacuations, and they are willing to live with less to have sanity. Hmm. Oh, so you have people come to your area that are from California and they're actually happier now that they left? Yeah, I don't have money to leave California. All I can do is just tolerate the BS and the craziness. Just hopefully it don't come here. Just the insanity that's all around us in this state. Yeah, so after January, and they don't impeach Trump, what do you think they're gonna do? You think Ginsburg's gonna kick the bucket like after the holidays, and then the Democrats are gonna lose their crap when Trump appoints that one lady, I can't remember her name, but she's a Catholic, to the Supreme Court because he's obviously waiting for Ginsburg to get the hell out of there. Because Ginsburg's a big time leftist. She's totally biased, supports all leftist values. She never considers anything conservative, it's always leftist. That's why she needs to get out. And when she's getting out, she needs to she needs to repent because she's not in good health. Some yes, but it's mostly selfishness and greed. Yeah, I don't need a lot. And some people said, "Oh, you need a what was it, PayPal or something?" It's like, well, I don't need a PayPal. I don't need any money. I mean, I need money, but I don't want anyone to give me anything. I earn whatever I have. I don't expect anyone to give me anything for nothing. What, just sitting in front of a monitor, you need to give me money? No. This is the best conversation I ever had with, you know, I've never had a conversation like this with my mom or anybody else. This is actually pretty cool, and I can't see any of you guys. So my mom has never really talked to me. But you guys have actually been interested in what I say. I used to talk about this crap all the time when I was in high school. I just talk about all kinds of crap. And I only had like two friends, but they were good friends. And I'd always talk about real stuff to them. And they liked me. They were still depressed because they were nerds, but they still listened to what I said. I don't frugal is less, but forcing people into one room living when they could have a bigger home, communist style. Yeah, obviously, Ginsburg's still alive. Otherwise, Trump would have appointed a Supreme Court justice that seat. Oh, she's still alive. I think she's just working from her home or something, and they're allowing that, even though she's really sick. But they're still allowing her to work. Yes, it is cool. You're interesting. Oh yeah, thank you for saying I'm interesting because I never really got that in high school. I guess I sometimes I think about it. I guess I cheated myself out of a decent life by being real, right? No, I didn't. Because look at my sister. She married some jerk who's superficial and fake, which was most of her friends were all fake. You know what I mean? And then her boyfriend. I used to be jealous of her because she had all these different boyfriends. She always had a new boyfriend like all the time. And she didn't really appreciate the boyfriend she had. Like she'd just throw him away and then she'd get another one. And that one boy that she dumped him and he ended up blowing his brains out. Kind of felt bad because he really liked my sister. He ended up blowing his brains out. She didn't really care. I mean, she was upset obviously because she was in the room when he shot himself, but she wasn't really that upset because she had other boys that liked her. She got over him pretty quick, but it's still pretty sad. She's kind of still like that. She doesn't really care. She doesn't look back at her life and like think, "Wow, that was awesome." All these people that really liked me. She didn't even care. Now she's all like known as Betty Crocker or Little Miss Logic, even though she did a lot of crank when she was younger. She was smoking crank and smoking and sniffing crank. Meanwhile, I wasn't smoking or sniffing crank, even though it was all around me. There was kids doing it on the bus stop. They were smoking crank and stuff. And I saw them doing it. I never told on them. And I never told my parents either that she was doing those things, that she was doing crank. Because I wasn't a narc. And I didn't care for it myself. Did any of you guys ever do crank? I know that's just a personal question, but my sister did it when she was 12, 13. She did crank. Basically, before she got into high school, she was doing crank, and then I wasn't. Huh, just silly. She used to go to all these parties and stuff, and then her friends would do drugs at the parties. She was really out of control, and I wasn't. I was like in control, if you know what I mean. Well, that's good. You never did any drugs. I only smoked. I smoked pot one time, and I inhaled one time, and I didn't like it, and I never touched it again. Because I figure, what's the deal with this stuff? It like burns your lungs up, and it makes you choke and all that, and it makes you feel funny. I don't like that. I don't like that stuff. Because at my other job, this guy tried to give me weed, and I didn't want it because I don't care about it, even though it's legal and stuff, and it's not against the law to have it. You just can't smoke it while you're driving or something. But I don't want it. It's garbage. Not to say that you can't do it, but I don't want it. It's not for me. But you guys notice how the trolls went away? They like came in for a little bit, and then they all just kind of filtered out because I think that they know that we're getting our point across, and their point is pointless. They don't have a point. Their point is all based on hate, even though they try to say we're the party of hate, that we're like a bunch of cult members, that we worship Trump like he's a god. We don't worship him like he's God. We already know there's only one God, and that's God, the Lord Creator. And Trump is just a vessel of God. He's the one spreading the word. That's all he is. He's giving us the strength to feel like we have something to look forward to. Yeah. Every once in a while, you probably feel the urge to have a drink, but with me, it usually goes away after a few hours. It'll go away, and I don't drink anything because it doesn't do any good. It doesn't change anything. Still feel the same even with alcohol. Yeah, yeah. I wasn't popular in high school, and I'm glad because I hate to have to look back on memories like that and be ashamed of them because I didn't do anything. I didn't go out and do nothing. My sister was the one who did all the going out to all these boys, different boys all the time. Because she asked my dad when she was like 12, she's all, "Is it okay if I have a boyfriend, Dad?" He goes, "Sure, you can have 100 boyfriends." And I looked at that and I go, "Huh? I'm not even the dad." That's weird. That's a weird thing to say. Why would you tell your daughter you could have 100 boyfriends? It's like literally 100 boyfriends? Shit. That's probably what she was thinking when he said it. Because she probably already had 100 boyfriends in mind when she asked him. She wasn't exactly Snow White. I'm just saying these things about her because I'm not saying these things about her to get back at her. I'm just saying these things because of the truth. Because she used to judge me really harshly when I used to come to her for help or advice or something. She'd be really cruel to me. Like, if I didn't do something that she wanted me to do, she'd be a real witch and be real conditional and stuff. And after a while, I stopped trusting her to be my friend because a real friend wouldn't do that, because it's my life. All I did was ask her for guidance. I didn't ask her to try to boss me around. And she can't stand me because of that, because she can't call the shots. Because you know what? I'm going to drive a car that doesn't have airbags in it and no side airbags, and I'm going to be fine. So she can think whatever she wants. Yeah. And I don't care to visit her either. I don't go out on my way to visit her because she's with a man that hates me, and it bothers me because he hates my whole family. He hates my siblings who are retarded, and he only wants to take them in for money. And that's not a reason to take them in. That's the opposite reason you should take them in. Because I know realistically, taking in my brother and my sister who are mentally disabled is a mistake because I can't do it. They're too hard. They're grown people. It's too much work. They need to be in a structured environment. And I don't want to subject my child to that kind of crap. Because my son has got enough problems. He's got enough problems. I like making my own beer, no poison. You make beer? How do you make beer? I know you make it out of barley, but you just buy one of those machines and make beer. Funny. How come you don't like store-bought beer? It just makes you gassy or something? Because I know it gives me gas if I eat if I drink a lot of beer, it makes me kind of funky. Oh wow, 25 years. That's a long time, huh? I bet you guys have not run out of things to say, huh? 25 years. There's always probably something to talk about, especially now with this impeachment crap, right? Eventually, we're going to bring out our torches and pitchforks, right? Once they bankrupt us and take our guns away, we'll just have to get the torches and pitchforks. But maybe we won't get to the point where they take our guns. Who knows? Sometimes I wish God would come down and just give us an answer. You hate the taste of beer, wine is good. I don't even like the taste of wine or beer. Like at the hotel, people leave beer in their refrigerator when they check out. And in the beginning, they used to say you could take it home if somebody leaves alcohol in the room in the checkout. And I bring it home, but I would drink it because I don't like beer. And then they changed it to where, oh, you can't take it home right away. You have to wait 48 hours before you could take home the beer from the hotel because somebody might call and ask about it. And it's like, okay. So I'd set it aside, put it in the office, and then after 48 hours, you can take it home. But after 48 hours, who gives a crap? I mean, I'm not going to sit there and pine away for one bottle of beer. I'm not going to lose my crap over that. So you never get bored, huh? That's cool. Yeah, there's always something to talk about, huh? It's constantly something to talk about. Yeah. No gas with homebrew, no added chemicals. How the hell do you make homemade beer? Yeah, that's probably why some people don't like beer because it gives them a lot of stomach gas. You get like diarrhea from it when you drink more than 2 beers. It makes you have diarrhea. It's not very pleasant. That's why I like if I'm gonna drink something, I'll drink the hard stuff because it doesn't give you the diarrhea like beer does. In beer, you have to drink a lot of it to feel anything. So I don't want to be all bloated. Because my dad used to get drunk and he'd drink a lot of beer and he'd throw his dinner in the fireplace and he'd like pound on his chest and burp real loud because he drank a lot of beer. Actually, he was a lot more fun when he used to drink because he was actually real and he was kind of mean and it was actually cool. I liked him. I remember one time he got drunk and he went out to our backyard and he hung upside down on our monkey bars because my dad put this swing set up for us and it had monkey bars on it and my dad was drunk and we were playing on the swing set and my dad was hanging upside down on the monkey bars and he was swinging and playing and stuff and he lost his balance or whatever because he was drunk and he fell and he hurt his back really bad. But that was the good old days. I wish he would have stayed like that. And my mom was sober because if she was sober, she might have been not have been such a bitch. Because my dad, when he drank, he was real super nice. Then when he stopped drinking, he turned out to be a paranoid, just kind of a shell. My mom called my dad Legal Beagle. She called him Legal Beagle. We used to laugh because he was Legal Beagle. He'd drive you nuts. Oh, you buy it online, huh? To make beer? It's a kit. What do you add it to water? That's cool. Some people like to make their own stuff. But I think the hard alcohol you can't make because it's too dangerous because it can turn into poison if you don't do it right. Yeah, I wish my dad would drink again. It'd be nice. Because when I used to come up there and visit sometimes, a few years ago or so, my dad used to have like 1 glass of wine when he'd eat something. And I was like, hopefully he'll drink more than 1 glass of wine and like drink a whole bunch. And then my real dad will start to come out of the alcohol and then we could have a real talk. But unfortunately, he only drinks a little tiny bit of wine with his dinner. He doesn't drink hardly anything. Because I think he does enjoy alcohol, but he knows if he drinks too much, he'll be too real, and then he might make friends. So right now he can't make any friends because he's so freaking paranoid. He's too afraid to make friends because he might sue him. I remember I was gonna go camping near where my dad lives. They live in the mountains, and I was gonna go camping near where they live. And there's this beautiful waterfall that's near the campground, and I already picked a spot where I was gonna go camping, and I brought my kids. It was just me and my kids, and I stopped at my dad's house because I called him and I asked him. I said, "Is it okay if I take some of your firewood?" And he goes, "Oh yeah, sure. Come on up and get some firewood." I said, "Cool," because I'm gonna go camping and I just need a couple of like 3 or 4 pieces of firewood so I can have a campfire. And my dad's like, "Yeah, come on up. Yeah, fine." And I came up there and um, I threw some firewood in the trunk of my car, and then my dad my dad said he was going to come with me. And I go, "Well, you don't have to go." I said, "I could set the tent up myself and set up the fire and all that. It's fine. You don't have to help us. I'm good. I know too." And my dad followed me up there. And I'm like, "What the hell? Why are you following me?" So, anyways, he sat in his truck watching me set up the tent. And then he gets out of his truck and he goes, "How did you pay for the camp spot site?" And I said, I put the money in an envelope and I put it in the door of the office of the place. And they said that's all you have to do. If there's no attendant on site, you can just write the campsite number with the money, and it's fine. And that's what I did. My dad's like, you can't do that. He's all, you could get in a lot of trouble for trespassing. You should have wrote a check and put it in the door. I'm like, what? Never mind. And I kept setting up my tent, and I'm like, why are you still hanging around? You can go home. So and he's like watching me set up the tent and all that. And he's like, you're here illegally. You can go to jail. You're here illegally. I'm like, okay, yeah, okay, whatever. And then I started the fire, and my dad's like, you need to put that fire out. You're gonna go to jail for lighting a fire at a campsite in a fire pit. And I'm like, okay. And he sat there all pissed off watching me freaking cook my food that I bought from the store on my fire. And he just sat there next to his truck with his arms crossed, telling me I'm gonna go to jail. And then after a while he left, he drove away. And I was like, what in the actual F was that? What the hell? Yeah, that weirded me out. Hello? What in the actual hell? And I told my mom about it later, and she's like, yeah, your dad's legal beagle. I'm like, yeah, what gave it away? Jesus Christ. My God, the guy needs to drink alcohol for God's sake. If anyone needs a prescription for alcohol, it's him. If he drank some more alcohol, maybe he wouldn't be so paranoid. Isn't that weird? It's just, oh God, people irritate the crap out of me. I found you during power outage. My mother died of RA, and I have RA, so I can relate. My family is from Northern California. Weird how our families were RA affected. Yeah, yeah. My mom has RA too, and I have RA, but I don't talk about it because I don't give a crap about it because it don't give a crap about me. So, and I don't want to give it any more power than it deserves. Because if I talk about it, it just makes it more important. And I don't take any medication for it, and I'm fine, and I'm not dead from it. And you're probably doing fine too. I don't know if you take medication, but I don't take mine. And I've had people go, well, if you don't take the medication, you're going to end up in a wheelchair. I'm not in a wheelchair. I haven't been taking the medicine for over 3 years, and I'm still not in a wheelchair. There's a lot more RA in the last few years. Sounds, yeah, there is. There's a lot more people that have it. You know what? Uh, in these pharmaceuticals, they probably know what the cures are for these diseases, but they don't want you to know what they are. They sure as hell knew how to cure Ebola right away, now didn't they? Because they figured out it was a tobacco plant that they gave people, and it cured the Ebola immediately. People stopped being sick. They could do the same thing with all these other diseases too. It's probably something really easy too, something that'll shut off the receptors, but they don't want us to have that because they make more money off pharmaceuticals. Sounds like he was a fearful man, worried about breaking the rules. I'd say it went back to his childhood. Yeah, my dad was a park ranger. He worked in the state park, and um, he was too paranoid to even go fishing or anything at work. And all of the other employees at work, they all went fishing and hiking and stuff, and he was too scared to even um, enjoy the job that he had, like the benefits he had from working there. Sick. He was too paranoid to even go camping. He was too paranoid to go hiking. He was too paranoid to do all the stuff because he was worried about getting in trouble. Oh, they didn't even prescribe any medication for your RA. They just wanted to give you pain meds. Oh, that's because they know deep down those medications don't work. Because all they do is they said some people that take the RA medicine, some people have got tumors from it. Because if you already have precancerous tumors in your body, that medicine actually makes the tumors grow and turn probably malignant and actually hurt you. So why take them? Explore other options before you take them. Just do some research before you start taking those nasty pills. Because then you can't take it back once you start taking them and done the damage to your body. And I've stopped taking them and I haven't looked back. Plus, these doctors are real selfish and greedy about giving you any pain medication. They won't even give you any pain medication for a toothache. So good luck if you have a toothache, tooth pain, and you go to a dentist and it's really bad pain, and they give you antibiotics or whatever to kill off the infection in your tooth. They won't even give you any pain meds to deal with the inflammation or pain. They used to give you Vicodin. I remember that, but they've gotten so selfish. They're saving all the narcotics for the damn fucking elites in the political system. I bet they're popping all the damn pills while the rest of us suffer. Yeah, that's what it does. The RA medicine, it suppresses the immune system. That's why when you have RA, that's why you get all the swelling, because your immune system's in overdrive and it starts attacking its own system. It's very frustrating. he did he did to have me do a trial that required eye test and could blind. Was that the Plaquenil? Because that's what they try to give me. They try to give me Plaquenil because I was already taking methotrexate and folic acid, and I was taking prednisone too. In the beginning, the steroids. In the beginning, they gave me steroids, and then to start with, and then they had me on methotrexate and the folic acid. And the folic acid, they said, would counteract the side effects from the methotrexate. And I was taking the methotrexate, and after a while, it stopped working. After about 6 months, it stopped working, and the pain started to come back in. And then they said they were gonna. I thought, oh, they're gonna cut me off the methotrexate, and they go, oh no, we're gonna give you methotrexate, folic acid, and Plaquenil. We want you to take all of this, not just the one. I'm like, well, I can't take all of that. So I cut it off. I didn't even follow through with the Plaquenil. And they told me with the Plaquenil, I would have to have an eye test to make sure it wasn't affecting my eyes, because it's really hard medicine. And it's cancer medicine. It's part of the treatments they give to people who have cancer. So it's really harsh medicine. It's not something you take lightly when you take it. Watch them start teaching meditation to lessen pain. Uh, Meditation. I've tried to meditate the pain away. It don't go away. Even when you focus on something, it's like labor pains. They go, oh, you have to breathe and focus. Uh, no, give me an epidural now. Pain is pain. It just sucks. I don't remember. I just never visited again. They removed my mom's lung and outer sac of heart when I was kid. I never forgot. Hmm. Huh. So obviously your mom must have had a severe case of RA. She was that sick. That's too bad. Some people are more affected than others. Depends on, I guess, your immune system, how bad it attacks your system. I know someone with RA takes tons of pills and seems to get sicker. Yeah, exactly. My mom took RA medicine when I was a kid for about probably 10 years, and then it went into remission. And then just a couple years ago, her RA came back. So it didn't do her any good, even though she took the medicine religiously as prescribed. It didn't help her at all because it just came back. And my dad's like, about, was it about 4 or 5 years ago? He told me, he goes, if your mom's RA ever comes back, it'll kill her. Well, it came back. It's not killing her, though. She just has the same symptoms I have. She has problems like with her shoes and stuff. She has problems with her shoes being uncomfortable because her feet hurt because RA is swelling her feet again. And she has a hard time like getting her car keys and stuff because she can't She can't close her hands and stuff because her hands hurt. Yeah, so she's got basically the same thing I have. It just came back on her. Oh, it's too bad. So her doctors loved her because she counted on them for information on her disease. So her RA ended up finishing her off, even though she took the medication and did what they told her to do, but it didn't do her any good. That's too bad. See, just because they're doctors don't mean they know what they're doing. They're just guessing. Like when I told the doctor that the doctor that I was throwing up a lot from taking the methotrexate. They just told me to keep taking it, and I was like, yeah, but it's making me sick. And they're like, just keep taking it because you need it because you're gonna end up getting irreversible damage from RA. And they did all those X-rays and everything, and they could see the damage. It was still damaging my joints even while taking the medication. And I couldn't even, when I have an X-ray done on my knee or my foot or something, I couldn't even make my bones straight to even take the X-ray. It's a joke. Yeah, I like cherries. Yeah, but I don't know if they do any good for joint problems. Yeah, I know if I really wanted to deal with my RA, I could look up stuff and try stuff. Oh, you know what I bought? I bought some turmeric pills, and they said it's pure turmeric, and it's supposed to be anti-inflammatory for RA. It's supposed to help with the inflammation, which is probably 80% of your pain is the inflammation more than the joint itself. It's just the swelling that hurts because you can't just take tons of ibuprofen because it's really bad for your stomach. Because I got sick for a while there because I was taking a ton of ibuprofen when I was working all the time, and I took all this ibuprofen, and it ended up making me have an ulcer in my stomach. So I had to stop taking it because I'd be really sore in the morning when I'd wake up from working all day the day before, and I'd get up and I'd take ibuprofen so I could get up and go work again all day. Oh, I think I'm allergic to ginger because when I drank ginger ale one time, I puked. Made me so sick. Yep. I sit with the heating pad right on my chair. I have a heating pad on my chair and I have a heating pad in my bed. I have two heating pads. So that way, when I'm sitting here, if I'm sitting here, I can get the heat from the heating pad. Or if I'm sleeping, I have my heating pad wherever it's starting to hurt. I don't like anything cold on me. I don't like cold. Because when I went to the doctor, they were putting all these cold ice packs on my knee and stuff. And I was like, oh, this sucks. It's so cold. It's making my skin crawl. Put something hot on it. And they're like, no, it's a cold. It's got to put cold compresses on it to reduce the swelling. And it's like, I don't like that cold crap on me. It's pissing me off. Cold. But some people like cold better than hot. Well, I'll see you later. I'm glad you tuned in. And I know it's been 3 hours. But you know what? A lot of other people are doing 2 3 hour streams. And if it's even worth watching, they're usually pretty damn long. And if they're not worth watching, they're not very long at all. And that's usually videos about people that are vain and they talk about their stupid little vain crap and their perfect little life and their fake crap and their fake people. Those usually the ones that are trending online and they have all these viewers. They want to talk about COPA and the child labor laws. Look at these little kids that make YouTube videos and they get all millions of views. Who do you think's pushing all that? It's the adults. It's the adults pushing it to give these kids all these damn views on YouTube. That's not natural. That's just not normal to me. It's not normal. That's exploiting children, I think. because I'm not going to exploit my son. He's not going to be online and have a million views of him playing Minecraft or something. That's so stupid and mindless. I'd rather have a million views of my son chopping firewood and helping make dinner and do stuff like that. That'd be a better video for people to watch. But guess what? No one's going to watch that. They'd rather watch a bunch of little kids gaming and doing stupid things. You know what I mean? That's all they're going to watch. They don't watch kids doing things that are meaningful, that actually are contributing to society. It's just gaming, gaming, gaming. Kids gaming all the time. Kids on video games. Don't you agree? The kids are just they're all into games. They're not into meaningful stuff like homesteading or helping out around the house. Those would be good videos of kids doing something that's good for somebody else, that's helping others or helping themselves get smarter. So, yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to exploit my son to get a million views so that we can make a bunch of revenue. And then my son has to feel like he's being uh, exploited every day, having to have all this pressure. No, I don't think so. He's just going to be a regular kid. And you know what? It's okay to be nobody because you're not nobody to God. You're still somebody. It doesn't matter what the world thinks. Just like I said, I didn't have any boyfriends in high school, but that's okay because you know what? Nobody remembers me, and that's probably a good thing. Nobody. Everybody remembers my sister, though. Bring up my sister's name. Everybody's dog remembers her. They all raise their hand. They all know who she is because she was around everybody. But she's got a few people that don't like her. But that's the way it is, and she hates it. Like there's a couple of people in her high school that didn't like her, that picked on her or whatever. It's like what, two people? Big deal. Maybe because I don't know. Maybe because they thought that you were full of crap or something. I don't know. But you know what? I didn't turn on you. I always was faithful to you. And then when I need your help, you turn out to judge me and treat me like crap. And now you're just stuck with your husband and your life that you have, and you don't have much of a life. It's just your lifestyle of having a bunch of brand new stuff. And I'm not worried about what she says anyway, because she already knows how I feel about her. I've already told her the same crap I told you on this video. I've already told her. And she's all shocked and everything and whatever, because she didn't like a mirror put in front of her face. So I think I'm gonna wrap this video up. Sure, some of you guys are all getting tired or have to go do something else. But I appreciate you watching, and even the trolls that tuned in. Thank you for watching. Maybe you learned something while you're on here trolling. Maybe you took your ego down a few pegs and did some research and realized what all of us were saying on here is right, that we're only here for the truth. And maybe you'll seek out the truth too. But I appreciate those who've been on here and who've been watching and listening and commenting and sharing some of your information, because it's all interesting to me, because I don't have any real friends, not around this stupid apartment complex, this crappy place. Nobody around here has any substance. They're too busy worrying about just buying crap at Walmart and buying flat screen TVs so they can watch TV and stare at CNN and all that. I had to throw out my son's computer years ago when he was a kid so he could graduate. He is so much better now that he is an adult because of it. Hey, good for you. You know what? You nipped it in the bud. So you probably did your kid a favor by getting rid of that crap, because it probably was making his brain into mush. So amen to you for doing that. And he probably hated you for a while, but you know what? He probably forgave you, and it made him out to be a better person for it. But I appreciate you watching, Bulldog Samurai, and congratulations on your 25 years of being married and being happy and always having something to talk about, right? Like you never run out of stuff to talk about. That's good. That's a good relationship. And since Trump is being impeached, like all the Democrats say, yeah, see? Like I said, your son probably forgave you and he got over it. It's just a stupid computer. You can always buy another one and stare at it, but it made him a better person for it. But thank you for watching, and Also, the trolls, thank you for watching. Maybe you learned something too while you were trolling. And I'm not a snowflake. I'm not gonna melt just because you call me a racist. So peace. And I'll probably make another video tomorrow, but if not, I'll make one the next day. So take care, everybody, and good night.